Rocking out with L Slack and Swally. Every week a new episode. Join us in the metaverse. Let's hit it explode. Let's hit explode. Dive deep into virtual reality with our dynamic duo, setting us free from CGI to holograms. We'll explore the possibilities are endless. Let's soar. Enter the metaverse where fantasies collide. Rocking out with L Slack and Swally. Every week a new episode. Join us in the metaverse. Let's hit explode. The metaverse where fantasies come alive. Rocking out with L Slack and Swally. Every week a new episode. Join us in the metaverse. Let's hit explode. Let's hit explode. Let's hit explode.
What's up, everybody? It's us, L Slack and Swirly. Hey, you're muted.
Good. Yeah, I muted myself during the music. Sorry. Good afternoon, everyone. How are we all today?
It automatically mutes you, just FYI.
It does.
Yeah. It's magic. So you don't have to do it.
Well, smarter than me then. That's the case.
Well, you know.
Because I usually don't mute myself, and then I cough and splutter into the mic, and then I do mute myself and forget to turn it back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get your cough figured out?
It's slowly getting better. It's just lingering from COVID, I think.
Oh, you got the vid.
I had it, yeah, a couple of weeks
Oh,
back.
lordy.
So, it hasn't been the best of a couple of weeks, but, shit happens.
Yeah. I hear that. This has been
Yeah, you've had your own dramas.
one fucking shitty week, if I must say so myself.
Yeah, slightly different reasons, but yeah, I think yours is probably a bit more real, I suppose. Is probably, I don't know what the right word is, but
Well, yeah, if we're yeah, I guess real. If you want, unless you want to talk about fake internet money, then that's different. But we're not going to talk about that.
No, we're not going to talk about that. I'm just saying, obviously yours is family related and
Yeah.
whatnot, where mine's just first world problems.
Yeah, I guess.
First world problem and COVID.
First world problem and COVID. Yeah. Well, I don't even know what to say about that. Yeah, you're right.
Sorry, I'm just getting my totems ready for feeding. I'm going to have to feed them during our show because they get fed at 4 p.m. And I already fucked one of them up because I fed it and then I got the Wheel of Death for ages, so I had to refresh the screen. I have no clue whether it fed it or not, or went through or not. So I'm like, do I do it again or do I not do it again? And of course I did it again and it went, you fed it too soon. Like, you
fucked up the cycle.
So I'm like, there's no way for you to know. Once you fed it, there's no way for you to know if it went through or not. Unless you took note of your totem balance, your whatever that. Sorry, not totem balance.
There should be like a little happy face or something.
So because I got that Wheel of Death, and I actually literally sat there for 3, 4, 5 minutes and just went nowhere. And I'm like, okay, I've got to refresh the screen, which I did, and it worked fine. But I just had no clue if it went through or not, and I didn't look at the balance because it was like the third one along out of 7 that I had to do.
Right.
No, whether it actually had done it or not. And I'm just like, yeah, so I did it again, another 13.3 protons fed to it, and yep, not only did I waste 13.3 proton, but I fucked up the cycle. So I don't know if that means I'm 1 strike out of 6 before I kill it, but I don't know how all that works. But anyway, it is what it is.
Yeah, I'll be all right.
Have you started yours? Oh, you don't have any, do you?
I don't have any. I never got any. No. I was close to making a couple of deals with some people, and then it just never materialized.
Has the floor? I haven't looked personally. Has the floor jumped up from what they were? Has it?
I haven't looked for a couple days, so I don't know. I mean, we can take a gander and see where we're at. I think I was looking at like $30.
Sorry,
before.
I'll sit up. I was finished feeding. Basically, I was just getting ready. I've just taken all their payouts back, so my alarm will go off at 5 minutes too, which will give me notice that I need to go feed them. So no point doing it live. It's not like I'm teaching anyone anything they don't already know.
I mean, you have 8 of them?
I got 11.
11?
I have 8 orange ones, so they're on the 8-hour. Sorry, 7 orange ones that are on the 8-hour cycle. So for my local time, I do them at 4 p.m. Because if I do work, I usually leave work about 4:30 p.m. So it gives me half an hour before I leave to get them done. Midnight, I should be able to do them even if I'm at work at midnight, and then 8 a.m. So that worked out. And I looked at that and went, oh, that's manageable. Worst case scenario, I can possibly get the missus to jump in here and there, but I should be able to manage that just fine myself.
Yeah.
So I was ready to go to bed a bit before midnight last night, but I had to stay up to midnight. So I don't know what it was. I ended up getting chatting to some other uplanders about certain things, and then had some good news followed by bad news about structural ornaments. So I got all excited and then disappointed 35 seconds later, or not 35 because it took a couple of hours to mint one, and then to put it up on display and just went, yeah, I'll plan shit the bed again. Oh well.
Yeah.
I think there's another 6 to 8 weeks waiting for that to come back through. And what's even more annoying is that was for harvest season too, which is obviously the next season. It would have been nice to pump some of those out and have them ready to go. Yeah, fingers crossed it still happens, but I'm not holding my breath. And
Did you get your themed one that you kind of already started?
I can talk about some of it now. So, in fact, if you want, I'll share a screen.
Sure. Real quick, let's do this totem thing real quick. 68 is the only one I've found so far for sale.
68,000 upix.
No, $68.
Oh fuck, that's gone way up then. The floor was there and as low as 22, I think.
Yeah, I don't see any.
So you shit the bed on it. Honestly, dude.
There's another one for $89.
Honestly, I reckon you're better off just buying the Protum and not doing the cycles. If you really wanted the Protum.
I'll wait till.
And let's face it, there is a bit of track history to suggest that you're better off buying it than owning it because it's more valuable and you'll get more reward for it down the track. Just saying. I'm not sore or anything.
I over doubled my Protum last time.
Yeah, but that's owned Protum. That's worthless. You need to get the bought stuff. That's my point.
That's fair. I should buy some Protum.
If you're going to spend $68, I'd probably just go and buy, maybe make it 100 and just get the top package, and you get 100,000 upix anyway as well.
There's that. 42 for this one.
But and then again, you just don't know what any of this is going to do. Like my gut feeling is this will be the next token that Upland put out in the public to be traded.
You think Protum will be?
But yeah, but just not for a long time. STEM, yeah, but not for a long time. I think we're probably looking at a couple of years down the track.
That's a bold prediction.
I said that from the get-go. I said treasure hunting would become a split between Protum and STEM, or sorry, Sparklet and STEM, or whatever they're going to call it.
Yeah.
So that was my prediction. I haven't changed from that. I mean, obviously, in my opinion, like a treasure hunting Sparklet has lost so much value recently. It's not funny. Which is why I think you'll find a lot of the when I say proper, I don't mean that's wrong because everyone's a proper treasure hunter. A lot of the more full-timers or dedicated treasure hunters, I think you'll find a vast majority of them have dropped out of treasure hunting because it's just, if you know what you're doing, the value is just not there anymore.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot
The
of
incentive,
people.
and I think the incentive and how Upland have treated people that own Spark, whether it be through treasure hunting, whether it be through UGC or competitions or whatever, is just absolutely deplorable. There is, that's the nicest way I can put it.
Deplorable. That's a good word.
It's just, I mean, can you imagine segregating? I mean,
Hey, we have
I was going to say a comment, and I thought, no, they're just getting into too much hot water.
we got somebody who's going to join us.
Oh, hello. Yeah, you take the focus off me. What's up?
What's up, man? What y'all doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Man, I'm doing all right, man. I'm just was up, man, and on X and seeing y'all guys was out here, man. You know, Upland's a daily thing for me, man. So I just can't see what y'all was talking about.
Yeah, man. We're just shooting the shit, just bullshitting about whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Right now, we're talking about totems and.
Man, before totems go, bro. I was talking to my daughter about that today, man. I think I'm gonna end up. I haven't got one yet. Cause like, I'm in my 40s, man. So, like, technology is kind of like new to me, even though I'm into technology for work, because I had to step it up for work. I do construction for a living. But anyway, man, I think the totems is a good idea, but I wish they would have did plant life first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have loved to have some trees in my yard, man. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's what it's all about. That's where we're going to get to. You're going to end up with a life token that will then be able to use with like pets. You can have a dog or something in your yard and a tree, and stuff like that. That's ultimately where it's going to get to. Well, my understanding of what they're planning, how long it's going to take to get there, well, that's another whole discussion.
Right.
Yeah, the totems, man. They've been dragging their feet on this one for a while, just really stretching it out. What has it been, like 8 months since the first cycle?
Well,
now they're gonna...
they said it's going to be 5 cycles, each being a month long, and that's first started obviously at the very beginning of the year. So people were speculating that they'll have all 5 cycles knocked over before G Week. We never even got to the second one.
Yeah, that was not the case.
So, judging by the speed between these two, which obviously you can't do because the next one could be just around the corner, but you know it could be 4 years before we finish all 5 cycles. So yeah, eventually, yes, you'll get your trees. Just don't hold your breath because you're not going to make it. But
yeah, things kind of move slow up there, man. I've been around for a while, bro. I actually been around since like 21. And
oh wow.
Yeah, so like I like where it's going. I remember when it wasn't no spark, no nothing at all, talking about none of that stuff. So like where we were and where we at now, man, I'm happy with it. I just wish that the first thing would have been plant life, man.
And regardless of what your feelings are of the game at this very minute, that's one thing. And it's the same with any crypto as well. Like you've got to zoom out. You take a step back and you look at where Upland was 5 years ago when it first launched, and even 6 months after that, when people were roaming around. And you hear, obviously I wasn't around, but you hear stories of people that were and how little there was to do and what was going on, stuff like that. And then you look at where Upland is today. Has it gotten better? Fuck yeah, it has. It's a shitload better, and there's so much more to do, and the direction's really good.
Right.
So hopefully we can say the same again in 5 years' time. We can look back and go, look where we are now compared to where we were on today's date, and have the same sort of view of, you know, now we've got all this sort of stuff. I mean, in terms of trees, one of the first things I want to do with UGC was to create trees. I wanted to create nice big oak trees and stuff like that to stick in the yard. But obviously there's rules against creating life in UGC, and it's because they've got this token coming. So trees will be, I think, a day. Like I reckon you can design a block of land and fill it up with trees and have like a forest in a nice big block of land. Like I think that day is coming if you want to, just not in 2024.
Right, and that's understandable. What I do like that the totals produce their own protein, and that's something that I do like that idea there, and I do like the idea that they're going into the direction of STEM and life and stuff like that. So the concept, I love it. It's just that it's a drag, like Slack says, a drag. But I love it though, and I understand that there's a development, so I'm not rushing it. You know,
it's a drag, but let's look at it. Okay, I'm trying to compare STEM, and I honestly think in long term it's going to be a similar sort of token to Stem and Stem and
Spark? There's
and
Sparklet.
Spark. So I think long term they're both going to be very similar type of token, but for very different in-game uses. But imagine if you could only, over the last 5 years, you could only get Spark from treasure hunting and not buying it. Well, I know you can buy it live here, well, it's Proton here, but most people aren't. They're earning it by feeding their totems. So it's just a different way of gamifying it, as treasure hunting was. So
But at least
instead,
treasure hunting was open to everybody. With the totems, there's only 5,555 of them. So
okay, there was, but apparently not anymore. If you go and look at the research, there's actually slightly more than that now. So people are talking about, well, with the birding, there should be less. No, their numbers actually went up. Don't ask me how. The numbers actually went up, not down.
that's kind of bizarre.
Not by a lot. Like when I say it went up, so I think it went from 5555, which they obviously went on about, to like 56 something. So maybe less than 100 more, but it went up. So
That's weird.
and again, I just got this. I mean, I can show you. Like, hang on, I was going to share anyway.
Yeah, let's see.
Swirly, I do have a serious question for you though. How do you
Yeah,
feel
man.
about Dan? How do you feel about Dan comparing Proton to Sparklet?
How do I do that?
How do you feel about Dan? You know who Dan is, right? The Upland guy, Dan.
I haven't watched his show for a while, to be fair, because it's always
Okay.
on at like 2 in the morning for me.
So
Um,
he's comparing Protein, the Protein from the totems to Sparklet, and he was talking about how the Sparklet is gonna be a utility for building structures and Protein for life. And he
Yeah.
was talking about how he feel like Protein might end up being more expensive than Sparklet. How do you feel about
Potentially.
that?
That pretty much is exactly what I was just saying. I think the two tokens, I think down the track, one day they'll just be side by side. One will be used for life, one will be used for non-life, so cars and buildings and stuff like that. So Sparklet for buildings and cars and powering stuff, and Stem for life, so trees, animals, pets, stuff like that. I think that's where Upland are trying to go, and I think those two tokens will be side by side. I think they'll both be publicly traded one day, and I think there is a lot of similarities just with different use purposes. I didn't see what Dan said about it, but from what you're saying, I think that's exactly what Upland are thinking long term. That's what I thought. It makes a lot of sense. It's just going to take some time to get there. So for us wanting a tree in our front yard now, and I'd love to get trees and stuff like that in there as well, it's just not going to be anytime soon.
Right. Understand.
But
It's hard to imagine it being more valuable than Sparklet right now, just because we have no idea what they're doing with
value
life
only ever
with
comes
them.
down. Value with anything in life only comes down to supply and demand. So if there's less stem in the market, but people want it more, so to speak, well, then it's going to be more valuable, and vice versa. So
if it
there's
becomes publicly tradable.
yeah, but it depends on how much is out there. Like at the moment, we've only got the one token, so we can't compare the two. But if there's only half as much stem out there, but the same amount of players want the same amount of stem as they do Spark, well, then it's going to be more valuable because there's only half as much of it. The reverse is true too. If there's twice as much stem in the market than there is Spark, well, then chances are it's going to be half as valuable as Spark. It's too fluid a dynamic to be able to go. It's going to be one's going to be worth more than the other. And utility comes down to it. At the moment, there's a few things we can do with Spark. It could be improved a lot, but there's a few. At the moment, there's obviously no utility for STEM. So there's no
Right.
desire at the moment for anyone. Like if STEM was on the market, we could just freely go and buy it, which you kind of can with Proton. Other than just storing it up and hoping for a rainy day that it comes good, there's no real reason to be buying it at the moment. At least from day one with Sparklet, you could build stuff with it.
Right.
So-
Yeah, that was kind of my point. Like, there's no utility. We don't know what it's doing. We have no idea what Upland's like real utility is with this thing. Like, if we're gonna have animals and plants and shit, are they just gonna be stationary like totems? Because that's kind of lame. But we just don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know if they know.
I'd like to think that a tree will grow. So you start off with a sapling or something, and over looking after it and feeding it and stuff like that over a period of time, you end up with a 200-year-old oak tree or something like that in your front yard. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd like the idea of that, and that sounds pretty cool in terms of having a pet
It
or
does.
maybe farm with cows and shit on it. Like, I mean, the sky's the limit. Like with anything, like you dream it, if Upland can build it and they get around to it, then happy days. As far as whether it's them or life or whatever you want to call it is going to be as valuable as Spark, I mean, there's arguments both ways, and until it happens, we'll never ever know. And it depends on Upland and the creating of utility for it. At the moment, I can't see how STEM's going to have anywhere near the utility that Spark does. But then they'll invent some sort of game or gamification of it where you're required to have something to do something, like who grows the most trees and gets a certain prize, and then all of a sudden people are going to want more of it. So it's just one of those.
I honestly feel like I'm a little late. I'm disappointed in myself. But my next goal is to get me a totem, because one of the advantages that I do see in the totem, regardless of what they're going to do with it, is I ain't got to buy protein, because it's going to be producing its own protein. Like I got to buy Sparkly. You get what I'm saying? I can treasure hunt, I can win it, buy it or whatever. But if I got a totem or 2 or 3 totems, I'm producing my own protein. So if it do,
but you're going to have to buy it first. If you don't have any right now, you're going to have to go buy
it first. Yeah, you have to buy it first.
Yeah.
But though, once you buy it and make that investment, it's like you just got to stay with your cycles, keep up with how things going, and then you producing. But I honestly feel like it's what each person want to do. Each to their own. Because Upland got so many options, man. I can't do them all.
All right. If I was a brand new player coming to Upland right now, right today, I wouldn't even give totems or STEM or Proton or any of this a thought. I'd just be concentrating on trying to grow my account and let the rest worry about it down the track. So I don't know what your account level's like or how much you've got to throw at it and all that sort of stuff. But like down the track, there will be opportunities for you to get life. It's not like this is your one and only chance to get life or STEM or whatever it's called. There will be opportunities in the future, whether you buy it from a shop or whether you can buy it on the market or you get it through some other gamification type methods. There will be opportunities for you to acquire STEM in the future, and I don't think you need to stress too much about whether you get it today or not, or get a totem today or not, because it's just a big unknown. I think you're better off as a new player taking advantage of the market, the prices as low as they are. If you can afford to put USD in and buy some properties, get that net worth up, get that yield happening, because that will take care of itself down the track. And then maybe down the track you'll have a yield that allows you to be able to sell stuff and swap it for STEM and stuff like that. Where at the moment you're speculating in something, it's almost the FOMO type attitude of I don't want to miss out, but you don't really know where it's going to go. None of us know where it's going to go, what worth it's going to have. So as a new player, if a new player, if you happen to have a totem, happy days, jump in and have a crack. But as I've just brought up here, this is, and I don't know how current this information is, but you can pick up a totem for $35 at a few shops. So that technically is 20%. That is $20 roughly cheaper than what you could buy them from initially. They are the orange ones, which is the 8-hour cycles, which most people don't want. The brown one at $42, which is a 12-hour cycle, not the worst.
No, not the worst.
So, the 12 hours is not a bad idea. But you got to remember too that, okay, if you hurry up and bought this today, you might be able to get part of this cycle that's going on at the moment, but let's just say you don't, you miss out. You missed out on 2 or 5 cycles. That's 40% of its value.
Oh no, I'm in no rush. I wouldn't do it today. No way. It's about to be the end of the cycle, like for y'all to get the cycle started. I've been keeping up with it. It's just that it's in my foresight though. It's in my foresight.
See, right. I'd almost unless you're able to pick up a totem for probably less than what you can see at the moment, because you think, let's assume you're writing off this cycle, so that's 2 out of the 5 cycles done, 40% of it's done. So if you're thinking of you've only got 60% of the cycles left to go, and if you think of the price of the totems, you want to be paying less than half the original price for it. Yeah, you've got a little map asset that you can, paperweight at the end of it that may have some value, but there's 5,500 of them, so I don't know how much value it's going to have, especially the common ones. I'd find it hard pressed that if someone wasn't already involved in it to start getting involved in it now. Like, I wouldn't be personally. If I didn't already have 11 of them, I'd be like, yeah. And that's the thing with any crypto, let alone a game like this. It's like, not everything's for you. And
if the price is right, it doesn't hurt.
Sorry?
If the price is right.
That's the same. The price, but you got to take into account that the initial $55 came with the understanding that it was going to be 5 cycles to try and earn Proton out of it. Now,
Yeah.
2 of those cycles are gone. So now there's only 3 cycles left. So you've already lost some of its actual value already.
And they give you 500 Proton for free per totem.
Which obviously that's been done and dusted. So whoever is buying it off gets to keep that. Like I said, if I was a brand new player or I wasn't into totems yet, I'd probably just give them a total miss altogether, unless you picked up one really cheap. And I certainly wouldn't go strong at it or hard at it, purely because we just don't know where it's going to go. This could be 2 years down the track. In that 2 years, the money you spend now buying a property and and increasing your net worth and your yield could pay out tenfold compared to what you do in totems. But again, each to their own, and you've got to work out what you want to do. I mean, if you love the totems and you think they're for you, happy days. I know James UK was against them, going, "That's not for me." Fair enough. It's not for everyone. You can't do everything in the game. I do have a bit of spare time, and I thought, fuck it, I'll give it a crack and see where it goes. I'm not at this stage. Obviously, we still don't know much, so there's still a lot of unknowns. So I'm not upset or anything like that over what's happened. Obviously, the 8 months between was a bit frustrating, but same for everybody, so I can't complain there. But I mean, I think we got one more day to activate these totems. So if you were to able to pick one of these up, it hasn't been activated yet, you could get it going today and still get all 30 days of this current cycle. So you haven't missed the boat totally yet, but you want to get moving real quick. And remember, these orange ones are 8-hour cycles, so you got to factor that in too. And I don't understand all the rules exactly, but if you fuck up 6 cycles, does that mean the thing's dead and you wasted all your Proton? I don't know. I mean, I'd personally, if I was really going to buy one, this is probably where I'd be looking, the 12-hour one.
Yeah, but I mean, for me, the price is still too damn high. Like you were saying, and that's part of the reason why I wasn't willing to get one yet, because I just couldn't find one at the price point that I was happy with.
Right.
And again, I'm more aware of your net worth and stuff, Elsack, and if I was you and with your account, I wouldn't have anything to do with this. I'd be just focusing on trying to get myself to that next level, getting the yield, getting the factory, stuff like that online, because that's where you know what value that's got, where this is too much unknown. So if I had $50 to spend, I'd say go buy properties with it.
If I had $50 to spend right now, man, I'd probably buy more Sparkly, because I got enough properties, man.
100%.
I'm building, man. I'm building neighborhoods right now, so like I really don't have time for a totem. I would just,
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. A Sparklet could potentially be one of the best investments, potentially, that for the next bull run. I mean, I'm not saying it's not. I did a thing on Ben's show a couple of weeks ago about why I think Sparklet's price at the moment is right where it probably should be. I'd like to see it a lot higher, like everybody would, of course, but it's nothing to worry about, I don't think. And I said on that show, and nothing's changed, even with some other opinions I've got of what's going on at the moment. Nothing's changed. I still think that $50 worth of Sparklet today could be worth a crap load more in a year or two's time. We just don't know. But yeah, I mean, I've definitely thrown a bit more than $50 at Sparklet over the last couple of weeks, and I'll probably buy some more in the near future too.
You and me both.
Where are you building your neighborhood? Where you building that?
I'm in Raytown, Kansas City, Missouri. I'm kind of all over the place, man, but my main spot is Raytown. I'm in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay.
So, I'm in Raytown, and then man, I'm also building in North Trenton out there with Picasso and them. And then I'm kind of all over the place, bro, because I've been here for a while. So I kind of like start selling some of my properties, buying into certain neighborhoods that I like to the liking to. Start building, trying to add my stores. So I got stores everywhere. I got like 18 Meta Ventures.
Shit.
Yeah, I'm fast track.
You're doing all right. I've got like two. I've got like 2. So
yeah, I'm everywhere. I just opened up 3 in Washington D.C. last night.
Oh, that's Swarley's neighborhood. Well, it used to his treasure map neighborhood.
I still damn it. And if I'm sitting on the loo or something, I might do a search or two. So I still do that. Like Washington's still my base. Like when I'm not doing anything, I'll send my Block Explorer back to Washington. So if I want to do a treasure hunt, I can. Whilst I'm not doing 100 a day anymore, sometimes I'll go days without doing one at all. But if I've got a bit of free time or I'm just watching telly, I'll still knock out a couple just because I can, not because I think it's profitable.
Right.
I was gonna do. I brought this up because I was going to show something else, and I forgot what it was. But I was looking at the
You
totem price.
were going to show how many. You said the totem number increased.
Oh, that's right. I knew there was another reason why, which was All right, so I brought this website up. Now I don't know what Buellerman's doing with him being on leave and stuff like that. I know a few people have been posting this website. Please don't log me out. Your mother. Buellerman, I'm sorry, mate. I love you. I love this website, but this login and log out stuff has got to change.
Hey, Swirly. So, you got your ninja set up, man?
I got what? Sorry.
And you been checking in with High Part Ninjas?
I try and catch up with them as much as I can. They being on different time zones and stuff like that. We broadcast on our time and they're asleep and vice versa.
Man, I'm on nighttime right now. I'm in the USA. I'm up late.
Yeah, same as Elf Lake.
Yeah.
But they're East Coast, so where Elf Lake's getting to 11 o'clock at night or something. They're already well past midnight on the East Coast. So it can be difficult at times but yeah, I do catch their show when I can, but I always watch it back afterwards. So I think they're probably my favorite show that I'm not involved in to watch and enjoy. And I think the boys there do a fantastic job. They give away a lot of prizes.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Maybe only Ben probably gives away more prizes than them. But outside, again, fantastic content. And even I've won a couple of prizes by being the last person on the wheel a couple of times, so which has been a bit funny. I even joked the other day that 6 weeks is my nemesis because he's won pretty much everything in the last week, and I've come last.
Hey, since we've been winning inside the High Part Ninja show too, man. He hit Portuguese up. Like he's been winning.
That's just luck of the draw, I guess. I mean, some people have it and some don't, and I've never been one that does. All right, so
I won the other day on Metaverse Millen show. I had one entry. I didn't even think twice about it, and somehow I won the $100 list.
I did hear your name.
I damn near shit my pants when I saw. I was like, "What the fuck, me?" Okay.
Yeah. So showing entry 1 to 25 out of 5,760 entries. Now that's where I got my information from. So if there's an issue with the website, because Buellerman's site just pulls this data off the blockchain. So yeah. I don't know if that meant there was some burnt and they didn't disappear from this list, and as a result, that's why the number's gone up. Because if some burnt and then the new ones were issued in replacement, but this website still shows both versions of them, maybe that's where the difference in number is. But it's clearly showing that there's more than 100 extra totems here.
Yeah, that's weird.
So I haven't spoken to Buellerman for a while. Once he told me the other week that he was on leave, I was like, I better leave him alone and let him enjoy his holidays. Hopefully be back soon, and then we can start bugging him about all this sort of stuff. But I'm assuming he's a little bit behind the 8 ball with, less than a day's friggin' notice. This is another issue with Upland and their communication. Like, fantastic tools like this that can tell you what's going on. So this is just one of my totems here, and it's showing you the feed times. This seems to be a lot.
They provide anything for us.
But the thing is, third parties are doing this. This is great. Like, and Buellerman's not the only one. There's plenty of people out there doing awesome starts like this, awesome stuff like this. But Upland are giving them no support whatsoever. And the fact that not even 24 hours notice after 8 months delay, come on, Upland. This is just BS. You've got someone like Buellerman who's on holidays with their family, and all of a sudden Totems announced. Like, his website got, is not dedicated to it, but it's a fair chunk of what he was doing and what people love about it. And excuse me.
His site gets a fair amount of traffic during Totems.
So at least it's telling me here that I now need to, and I need to change the timing of that, I think, because that's in UTC time, and I need to change it to my local time. And I don't know what I don't know what it is. I'll have to figure that out and do it later.
Hey, Swirly, so where you at?
I'm Australia, so not East Coast Australia. I'm a little bit inland, but I'm on East Coast time of Australia, Sydney. So I'm about 4 hours west of Sydney, 4.5 hours.
Nice.
It's. I'm not upset with where I live, if that means anything, but
I know I wouldn't be. I need to be out there.
Like, yes, I'm not upset with it, but this town that I live in itself, it's like, it is what it is.
Right.
Long story. I won't get into it here as to why I'm in this town, but as far as Australia, I do think myself lucky to live in Australia. I mean, it's not a cheap country to live in, but it's a lovely country, and compared to some parts of the world, we're doing a lot better than some parts of the world. So I've certainly got nothing to complain about.
I mean, shit, especially in the Olympics, you guys are pumping out athletes.
We died in the ass.
Per capita, you guys are dominating.
No, I think we finished off on a high with the breakdancing.
That was the best thing I have seen in a long time. Did you finally watch that whole?
Oh, there's a bit of uproar at this end about it because obviously it's Australia's most successful Olympics, at least with gold medals we've ever had. I'm not sure about overall medals, but I think we're right up there if we're not. And in the last few days, all the media has been talking about is this breakdancing chick, and all the rest of the athletes are like, but we just won a bunch of gold medals, guys. Like, hello, we're over here. Like, and they're like, no, fuck you. Chick got 0 points. Like, now that's what we can. That's the Australian way.
Man, breaking down was a big thing this year.
So, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like the media here and the public support here has been overwhelming with just how well that they've gone across. I mean, there's been a few areas that are a bit disappointing in. The Socceroos was a little bit disappointing. We expected a bit more from them, given how well they went in the World Cup last year. But you can't win everything.
I was pretty happy with the way the U.S. turned out in soccer, especially the women's soccer. And
I was very impressed with women's soccer for the U.S., bro. Very impressed.
Yeah,
I'll share some more stuff later, but I need to work out how to stop this sharing.
I love my women's soccer. Every chance I get to go watch a Portland Thorns game, I'm there.
Oh shoot, that's what's up.
So, what are you looking at right now?
I was just trying to work out how to stop sharing because I'd lost my StreamYard page, and I'm trying to find it in amongst all the other ones, and it wasn't coming up. And I'm showing shit I didn't want to show.
Oh.
But I've stopped the sharing, and I'm just back on the normal screen. I just wanted to bring up the totems. I was going to show you that because I don't know how many people know about that AppBlend site and how good it is. The data isn't super, depending on the timing and when it last pulled the data from the chain. It can be a little bit outdated, but it gives you a starting point, and more often than not, it's fine. And you look for something there, but you just double check that it's still available. And then most of the time, it's on the other side of the planet because we don't have internet shopping on AppBlend. You've got to travel, and by the time you get there, it's sold. So there is that.
Yeah.
Which is super frustrating. But you can drive a car. You can race a car from anywhere on the planet, but you can't go internet shopping, which we've had since the 70s or something, since phones were invented, or probably even before that. The internet's been around since the 70s, but you've had phones and stuff, and you get stuff delivered to your house.
Just like Australia, you can't win them all.
Do I digress again? People have been whinging about that, amongst other things, UGC management and having all your moving one item at a time from one shop to another, and
I can't wait to start that tedious process.
I'm open to ideas if any of y'all got any ideas, but I want to bring chess into Upland, man. They got racing, they got everything else. I want chess in Upland.
Chess?
Yes.
Yeah. I prefer checkers personally, but that's just me.
Board games, period.
Yeah.
Be cool. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just saying, man, chess tournaments, man, that'd be dope.
Well, and Swirly's trying to start a fight here. Don't make me come out there. I will do it.
Go on. I'll get you a beer when you get here.
I know that's right, Swirly. I know that's right. But no, man, I want to see board games and stuff like that and shit, like a real community center, man.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Man, I asked about it, man, and they never did get back to me, But,
well, they're saying with those not monuments? What are what's the sound?
Landmarks.
The landmarks?
Yeah, or maybe it's monuments, whatever. Those things that when you buy them, that you're going to develop that with the Upland team to be whatever it is you want. So, like, if you can find a way to get your hands on one, you could very well create a community center with board games and shit.
Hey, you want to know what's crazy, Slack, that you just told me that? 2 days ago, I just sold a big-ass property in Trenton, like 500 some size property that was a marker.
Oh, no shit?
It was a market property. Yep.
Damn.
But though I got more of them somewhere. I'm pretty sure I do because I got property everywhere. So I got like 200 something properties. I'm pretty sure I got another one somewhere.
You might.
Yeah, I hope I got one in Raytown. It'd be nice to have it in Raytown because that's my main spot.
In Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm kind of like in the top 10 in like 4 different neighborhoods right now. I'm in the top 5 in 3 of them.
I don't see you anywhere in the top 50 in Granada Hills, so I think we got a problem.
Say what? Where you at?
Granada Hills in Los Angeles.
In Los Angeles?
Yeah.
I do got some properties out there.
In Granada Hills?
I think I do. Cause I got a lot of property in LA, man. That's one of the places I bought up and made a lot of money off SportQuest in LA. That's how I bought all my properties, man. When I first started playing SportQuest, I had like 70 some properties, man.
He's not saying you don't have any there. He's saying you're not in the top 50.
Yeah, I just haven't seen the name. That's all I'm trying to say.
And to be
So
fair,
you see Bobby Shine out there? I'm gonna come out there and make sure my name on your list somewhere then.
Okay.
I'll be fair. I own somewhere like 15, maybe 20 properties in Granada Hills, and I'm not on the top 50. So
Okay, well yeah.
So don't stress.
Okay, yeah, because I know I got properties out there.
Granada Hills is a huge neighborhood with a lot of properties.
It is.
So you could potentially own 100 plus and still not be in the top 50.
I know if I got
I'm 20.
Potentially, I'm not saying
7th, and I have 55.
And see, the thing is, though, I started selling some of my LA properties, man, because I'm trying to concentrate on building up this massive node in Raytown. Because I made an accident, man. Everybody just picked small neighborhoods and stuff. When I picked Raytown, and I didn't realize how big Raytown was. Man, Raytown big. In real life, it's its own city.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I stay 5 hours away from it. I'm in OKC right now. So I stay 5 hours away from it. In real life, Raytown is its own city. Got its own city hall, own chamber of commerce and everything. It's the suburbs of Kansas City, but it's its own city, though. But
I wish I was close enough to a city that wouldn't take me for fucking ever to drive to. I would definitely, like, I live in Oregon, so the closest thing I got is Lake Tahoe.
Shoot, that's a good spot, though.
Yeah, but that'd take me for fucking ever to get down there.
Yeah, from Oregon, yeah.
So, yeah. If I could own property not far away, I'd go drive to town and like take videos of people's properties in real life. I think that'd be fun.
Well, my goal is to for the summer with to drive up there, cause like 5 hour drive, and just take some pictures, take some selfies at some of the properties that I own in Raytown. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go through there and do some look. Cause I own like 40 properties in Raytown right now. It is not enough to give me where I want to be at, man. Abdullah just killing it, man. I don't know. Abdullah owned down to everything in Raytown, man. Like all the big spots,
everything.
Like, man, Abdullah killing it, bro.
That he is.
Yeah, let's just move on from there.
Say what, Shirley?
Sorry, what was that? Sorry, mate?
I said, what you say about the Abdullah killing it?
Yeah, we'll just move on from there. Let's not go there because I don't want my account banned.
Me either, because I don't ever see him nowhere, man. He don't ever show up and do nothing. He just buying everything.
That's right. I've still got half an hour for my totems. What's the other thing we're going to do?
We were going to talk about, you were going to say you can talk about something, and I was referencing your themed project.
My failed project that's going to be banned forever. Actually, this is a bit sad. I'll go back to sharing.
Yeah, let's see this.
This is sad day in Upland.
Can we share the tier for this one?
Well, this, as far as I understand it now, this is never going to happen. I'll go entire screen. It's just easy that way. That way I know whatever's on the screen is being shared. So this is long before I got into UGC, this was my concept. I wanted to create a tower building out of the three different spark chests that you could get, or the main 3 spark chests you could get in Upland. So when I learned how to use Blender and I started creating stuff, I was like, I'm going to have a crack at doing this, and I did, and I thought it came out all right. It's not the best build. Even now, this is a month or so ago, I look at it and go, I could do it better now if I had a crack at it now. But it came out okay. But my understanding with Upland's rejection is you can't take away from what a house, what the apartment looks like. So when you think of the apartment, it's got the 3 windows. On the side, it's got the curvy sort of column bit. The front's got like a bit of a gap, like an inset sort of gap at the front. And you can't take away from that sort of structure of the building. So, and you can't block windows, which I didn't do. I obviously unblocked the windows, but apparently. So I looked at that and go, well, so I'm not even going to try and resubmit this one. I'm just going to take the L on it and go. And this was going to be my most prized one. This was going to be the rarest one that I was going to produce. And it got a big...
Yeah, that was going to be a structural ornament, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a structure. So that's on an apartment building.
Yeah, that's nice.
So...
Don't they have a pineapple one that covers up everything?
That's I mean, again...
They do have something that covers up everything. You're right.
There's plenty that do. Let's not go there. There is an argument, and I shouldn't say this publicly, but I'm not going to resubmit this, so I will, that you just wait 3 months and resubmit it. Someone else will look at it and may approve it. Maybe they've tightened things up. Maybe they've got more guidelines as to what they do and don't approve. Look, I'm not complaining. I'm not bitching. I'm not, boo-hoo.
No, but you're right, though.
Like, it says in the rules that you can't. I thought all I need to do was make sure the windows weren't blocked up and the doorway wasn't blocked up, but it wasn't good enough. They said the actual structure of the building is all covered up and you can't extend on it. So I get what they're saying. So I'm like, as much as I liked this one to be in the game, it's not going to be, which is a sad day for all. However,
could you modify it to make it like?
Well, no, because you need to. Let me try and. Let me bring up Blender and I'll show you what I mean.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna make a post in here because I forgot to announce that we got some Next World map assets to hook people up today. So
definitely get to that because I want to hear what news you have for all.
I don't really have much for news, but
I'm excited about Next World being in Upland, man, because they make it easy for a person to have a space without having to go through that dev team.
All right, so here I've got an apartment building. So this is in Blender. So this is a template that UGC users got to use to create, to turn this into whatever ornament you want to turn it into. So you've got your building here, and if I understand it correctly now, you've got certain features of the building, like this inset that I was talking about here. Obviously, you can't cover the windows up. You've got the ribbing around the building. You've got the columns on the outside. You can't cover up the main, like you can make it look a different color and do different things with it, but you can't take away from the shape of the building as a whole. You can chuck something on the top, and I'll show that in a minute, but you can't, and you've got up to 55 meters, and this is about 33 meters, 36 meters. So you have up to about here. So you got a little bit of space on top of an apartment building to do all sorts of things with. So there's room to build and stuff like that. So it's fun to do it all. But yeah, so a bit of a lesson learned for me. If anyone else is starting to create, you've got to really stick to not covering up too much of the actual facade of the building, which is frustrating. So so moving along. So that's the wrong one you did. All right, so this one we know is gone. So initially I wanted to be a Spark tower, but obviously I got told no, can't have Spark straight off the bat, even though people do already have Spark or Sparklet ones, and then there's UpX structural ornaments and stuff like that. But anyway, they've changed the rules. It is what it is. No need to cry over it. Here's one for you, Elfleck. This one is in the game, and I think you saw this earlier.
Oh, nice! You got that one finally?
Yep, I gave you a link to an address that's got it already in game.
Oh, that's fucking sick. When you showed me this, I was like,
this
that
was ready. That was in the game already.
This one was approved last night. I've started producing them, so it's going to be a while before they're ready. The season's going to be the Genesis one because, let's face it, it had to be attached to 4th of July type season.
And so it'll be next year then, right?
So, I'll be honest. I am not producing ornaments purely to try and profit of each season. I want to try and create stuff that I can just sell over a period of time. So, I think there's 1,500 of these, and I would suspect it's probably going to take me years to produce and sell all 1,500. So it's not so much about a particular season. Yeah, a season can make something more profitable, but I think in the future there's going to be that many UGC creators and that much options that to buy something just for the season is going to be irrelevant. You're going to buy something because you like it, and it's going to be a bonus that is attached to a season.
I love that one.
Man,
What
me
about-
too, bro.
What about the other one you're working on with your? I don't want to
Yeah,
say
I'm
what
gonna
it is.
mention the name.
The animal one? You mean recently or a long time ago? Or?
No, the one that you had submitted got rejected because of the thing on the top.
So one of those 3 got rejected because I had the wrong file attached to it. However, 2 of them.
I'll just
were-
tell you in private chat real quick.
I'm assuming you're talking about this. One got rejected because the file was wrong.
No,
Two-
no.
This got approved. This is now in game.
That one did?
That was one of the links I sent you. We can go to that and have a look at what they look like in game in a sec. Just keep an eye on the totem time because it'll feed them in 20 minutes. So this has been approved and is now in game. Although that is wrong. This is not in game. So that should be black down the side here. So something's going wrong there.
Oh, weird.
But if you look at it in game, in fact, I might even do that. We'll bring it up. Let me just find the address that I put it at. Take it away. I put it in this chat, didn't I? I'm pretty sure this one was on this address. So I'm not like putting this out there for people to go out and buy them now because they're not really available to buy yet. They're just in game. So there's the what I call Patriot Games. The reason why I call it Patriot Games is obviously it's very patriotic for the Americans. I obviously don't necessarily feel the same patriotism towards it, but I tried to be extremely respectful in that sense and build it in a way, and obviously use UL Slack as a bit of a kicking board as to what was good and not, and I changed it quite significantly from my first.
Yeah, and it looks so much better.
Yeah, so I wanted to create something that people looked at and went, yeah, I want that, rather than... So the 3D map was where it all started. I wanted to create the 3D, so not map, the 3D flag. Now, unfortunately, like in UGC or in Blender, this was all shiny as, and it looked freaking amazing. Unfortunately, the shininess gets lost in Blender, in Upland, so there is ways to try and make things look shiny. I'm not that skilled yet, so it hasn't come out shiny. But
I like it just the way it is, though.
the way it just blinged though before in Blender, I just thought it looked really cool. And then obviously that's the AI generated picture. So, and I thought that came out when I saw that. I just put in like eagle and flag and something, and it came out with that, and I just went, wow, that's nailed it.
That's pretty badass, yeah.
So. Then obviously the star again. I made this star before they sold them as map assets in game. So that was a bit of a coincidence. So I felt a little bit shitty about that they did that, but it is what it is.
Great minds think alike, as they say.
It just took a long time to get it to come out in game for me to get the ornament in game because obviously there was a big delay there for a while. So if I go and find the other one that I gave you the address for.
Hey, look in the private chat real quick, and it'll tell you what I was asking about.
Okay, I'll get there. Just give me a sec. I'm just going to bring this other one up. You mean not on Discord? You mean in here?
Yeah, in here.
I don't have. I've got this one minimized, so I can't even see it. I'm gonna try and find where it is.
Just don't go. It's going to be on StreamYard. Just don't go to it in here because it'll show. Because you have your whole browser showing.
Yeah, I've got the whole page. No, but I was going to put it on my left monitor, but I can't find.
Oh, got it. Here, I'll just send it to you in.
Do it in Discord. It's easier for me.
Yeah.
Because I'm sharing or something at the moment. Now, this one. So that's so you see how now it's got the black down the side.
That's nice.
So in that other view, which was just the glitches on that other platform, this platform here, where it's the exact same build, but for some reason the black hasn't come out on this. It will be there, it just hasn't showed up properly on here. So again, I look at it now, a month or so on from building this, and I'm like, I've improved that much in that month, even though I'm far from being, DTEC or being some of these UGC builders that are really good. I look at it and go, I could do so much better now than I did then. But it's in the game, it's there. It's cool. I'm not super wrapped with it. It's nowhere near as good as I was hoping it to be, but it looks cool.
It does look cool. And you can only go up. You can look back and see like your timeline. Like this is where I started, and then this is where I am now. I think that would be really cool.
Well, this one was made way before the Patriot Games one. So Patriot, that's what I was saying. Patriot Games, in the sense that it was Patriot for the Americans, and it's part of the game. So that's where, and obviously it's a famous movie and all that sort of stuff. But so to look at this. That was not spinning. There we go. So this one is actually attached to the current season. So Sizzle season. So it would have been nice if they came out a couple of weeks earlier, but anyway, it is what it is. So see how much better that looks now. Like that looks so much better, even on this view.
Yeah, that does look good. So
that's the high quality. So I wish it looked like this in game, because that looks amazing here. And then you go, because you lose quality when you put it in game. But anyway, I'm learning and seeing how things react and stuff like that. So maybe in a couple of years I'll have these even better. But this wasn't initially. It was meant to be a Spark tower, but obviously I wasn't allowed to use Spark, so I had to convert it to a Swally tower. So this S is now my sort of signature, sort of Nike Switch type thing for Swally. So I'll try and put that in most stuff that I build. So, and then I'm using the different chests as to signify the difference between an exclusive Swally tower and a limited. And so on. So I've got.
Can I get that basic bitch swirly tower?
The what? Sorry,
the basic bitch one. The one that nobody wants, but I want. Like the one that's the most common, because I ain't never gonna get one of these fancy chests ever.
I've never gotten the gold one. I've only ever gotten the limited one. The gold one, you got to be in a tier 1 city to begin with to get it, and then on top of that, what do you? No, I think you do. I think you got to be in a tier 1 city, and then once you're in a tier 1 city, the competition for those are so ferocious. Let me see what else I got here that I can show. Yeah, so the limited one was the one that's rejected, so I need to resubmit that, and all I had to do was just attach the right file to it and resubmit it. So frustrating. I had to wait 6 weeks plus for that. That's all.
Was that the one that you were sharing in our group chat that you have to redo?
No, that you're talking about the micro house one.
Yeah.
No, I've had to read again. That was an upland glitch with their template that screwed up that build. The build's fine. And the main version of it, so there's 4 versions you got to do when you do these templates. The main version is the NFT version, which is the version that you see when you're in the shop like you're here, was perfectly fine. But the next version down, which is what you see in game, had a glitch in it and it wasn't showing properly, and it was missing the back half of the house. And it would appear that I need to resubmit with the right template that they fixed up, and I thought they would have been able to fix it up themselves because the issue was at their end, but apparently not. So I've sent that back through, waiting for a reply from them. I don't know what the story is, so I'm probably gonna have to wait.
What about the big one of that? That's what I was asking about. Did that one ever get approved?
No. That was rejected from the get-go, and way back. I never built that one. The big one that you're talking about. That was built by another player.
Yeah, I know that.
And that was rejected straight off the bat. Like, I submitted it, and less than 12 hours later, it got sent back to me saying that we can't have this word.
That's right. And you don't have the file to fix that.
I do now, but I'm just going to build it from scratch. It's
okay.
Easier than doing someone else's work. Can I share your one at all?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so here's one that I built. I won't share James's one because I don't know what he's doing with his, so I won't
Right.
share him. But here's something I built just for Elslax. So anyone that knows Elslax Block Explorer,
That's
that
nice.
is, I've tried to, as best I can, with a couple of little, what do you call them? Easter egg. Yeah, the little Easter eggs in there. A couple of little references to Elslax. So he hasn't submitted this, let alone yet being approved. So Upland might have an issue with that word being in it. I'm not sure what they're going to say or what they're going to do, but
That's cool though.
so if you look at his Block Explorer, it's not an exact replica; it's a similar replica. I've added some
Right.
stuff to it. I had to balance because if you look at his Block Explorer, the legs are actually all the way back here, so it would look really weird. I
Mhm.
think like that here, but most of it's sort of copied pretty well. Little bit of a, if anyone's been watching Elslack for a while and listened to him talk about the season drops each Tuesday, this is a
Yeah.
reference to a particular season drop that he talked about on his drive home one day.
Mhm.
Right.
Which I thought was rather funny, and I was pissing myself laughing, so I thought I had to have a reference to that, which obviously is also. I like to do the Australian made tag on most things that I build if I can, so the little Australian made thingy, and then obviously a little Easter egg of. You know, you have to go back and watch that video. You should have clipped that and made it into a
I
short.
should. I'll have to find it and then I'll make a little short of it.
So yeah, but yeah, just a little map asset of his Block Explorer, basically. So that's what I've done there.
That's nice.
So just
Yeah,
just
and if all goes well, now that my factory's built and I've submitted the factory for to make shit, to make map assets, this will be the first one I make. And as long as it gets approved, and if we have to make some minor adjustments, we will. But this is something I'll be giving away for free to people that watch this content, or like when I'm doing my
so
racing.
similar to how Dan used to give away the Block Explorers on the Twitch
Yes, it'll be
Twitch show he used to do once a week. So in a similar sort of fashion, it's not one that's going to be available to buy in a shop, even though he'll have a shop. It'll be one. I mean, it might be available in other people's shop if they win one and sell it.
Sure. But I won't sell any of them.
As far as that was the plan anyway. So there's going to be other stuff going in his shop that he will sell. But this was because it's content related to him and his channel and Upland Experience. The whole idea was to create that. So we still need to work on that other idea though.
Mhm.
And I'm going to be pretty busy over the next few weeks. I think but we'll definitely put a pin in it and get back to it.
Yeah.
I have stopped sharing, haven't I? I think I have.
Yeah, you stop sharing.
Cool. Just making
But
sure.
I know, like I had talked about for my racing challenge I have going on right now, that there was a prize not yet disclosed, and that would be it. That would be that thing. If anybody's watching and is involved with the racing thing at the Boulder Speedway, that the fastest times will get that when it's done, whenever it's built.
So there's two things you got to look at too. Like, you got a little bit of time to try and figure this out before we submit it. One being, is this the only variation of what we're going to have? And a good example of that would be the Ninjas and their bag, where they've got the gold one, where there's only 100 of the gold one and a lot more of the other ones. Do you want to try and do something like that? It's easy enough to change colors and resubmit a different one color, and you might have one that's super rare. I don't know. Again, and that's what the other thing is.
Maybe there's a gold shit.
And how many numbers, and how making it glossy gold, that's hard to do. But
see, I'm hoping that I get a lot of sparklet with these airdrops, man, because my factory ready too, and yeah, I'm trying to make me some map assets, man.
Sorry, guys, I've not been catching up with chat where I've been playing around and showing stuff, so I hope.
Oh yeah, I haven't been looking at it. what are you trying to build in your factory? Are you building structural ornaments? Are you building map assets? What are you looking
My first factory I'm gonna build, I got a small factory. I'm building map assets, but I'm building them strictly for FTC, strictly for fast track community. Like I want to brand myself throughout Upland. So in my neighborhoods, I want to have these objects, and then I also want to give them away to people who live in my neighborhoods. You know,
Yeah.
if people move to my neighborhood, I want them to have mailboxes and trash cans that say fast track community on it. You know what I'm saying? And then the training camp with the ninjas, right? I kind of got creative with it. So what I did was created a protector agency for the fast track community. And every 6 weeks, ninjas gonna come out of training, and I'm gonna put a ninja on each property for protection in the communities. Like I'm gonna put them on the properties every 6 weeks. They come out of training.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Little what do they call that? Neighborhood watch.
I mean, something like that, but I call it the fast track community protection agency. But anyway, I just got kind of creative with it, man, because fast track kind of grew out of Spark Quest too, because I got the fast track galaxy. I found the board space in the outerverse, and then I just kept being creative with layer 2 games, man. You know, I like networking with people, and people have good ideas, so I like to enjoy those good ideas, man, and take them and do other things with them.
Yeah, for sure. You're playing? You're into Spark Quest?
Yeah.
I mean, I could not. I dabbled with that. I could not get into it.
I couldn't figure it out myself.
Y'all must didn't hear me earlier. When I first started playing Spark Quest, I had like 70-something properties, right? Man, I got over 200-something properties, and I promise you, I bought them out of Spark Quest, bro. I promise you.
Really?
I might have had a couple of $100K invested in Spark Quest. I'm not gonna lie, but the UPS that I invested in Spark Quest, I got it out of Spark Exchange when they first opened up Tycoon, because I was smashing in Tycoon. So I'm not gonna lie, all my properties I got right now came from Tycoon to Spark Quest, and that's how I was buying stuff. Now, when I start putting money in the game again, is when I start buying the vehicles, and I start putting money in. I like building my structures fast, so I go do a contract. Certain stuff I like if I see one of y'all create something that's on the market, man, I'm going to go get it because I like it. And then if I ain't got a structure for it yet, I'm gonna build a structure for it or something like that. So like, I'm just one of those people, man. I don't have a specific. It's just when I see something I like, man, I go out there. So
yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Swarley tries to reel me in a little bit, because sometimes I'm just like, I want to get into all this shit, but he holds me down a little bit. He's my what should Swarley be? My voice of reason.
Well, I strongly think you need to have some sort of game plan, even if it changes and evolves over time, which it should and probably does. But you should have that long-term focus. Where do you want to be in 12 months, 2 years, like whatever it is, and how do you achieve that? For me, it was always about trying to get my yield up to a level. I always wanted to be a chief executive, but more importantly, I wanted to get a yield up to that million. When I first started, I saw other players at that million a month yield, and I was like, that's where I want to be. That was my goal, and that's been my focus from day one, and I played the game that way. Everyone plays the game differently, and that's one of the awesome things about this game is we can all play it extremely differently for different reasons and get the equal amount of enjoyment out of it. That was one of the attractions to it. Like, there was no right or wrong way to play the game. There's just a different way to play the game.
Right.
You often want to try and give stuff away all the time, and like Ben does now, but you don't have Ben's account. So it's hard to try and give it away. But so if you roll it in a little bit now and try and just be you and do you and grow your account, when you do grow, you can give away 10 times as much when you do get up to that sort of level as you do now, and if you keep giving stuff away now, you're not going to get to that level. It will take you a lot longer to get there, is my point.
You're not lying, because I done gave away a lot of properties doing giveaway. I gave away some properties. I done gave away map assets. I done gave away a lot of stuff. But you know what, man? Again, I say this. Because of Layer 2s, though, I'm able to do that. I'm always winning something. I got plenty of passive income coming in. So the income I make off Upland, that ain't the only income I get in UPS, man. So I probably got that. Every time I go look at the leaderboard thing, man, I always make more UPS a month than I think I do, but I don't pay attention to it because I'm cycling it so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm cycling so much, man. And like, I didn't realize, I'm kind of frustrated myself. I didn't realize, I think I lost like 50K in the last 2 weeks playing poker, because I like playing poker.
Oh, we do too. We're both poker players ourselves. You missed this week's game, didn't you?
I did. I had to go sit and talk with my in-laws and try to work some shit out. And so I was really
That's
hoping that I'd go by quick, but it did not. And so I missed the poker game, which sucked.
A summary of my game was I played really well and made some awesome calls, awesome moves, great bluffs, having an absolute awesome game. Went into the final table, second chip lead, and just got nothing but 8-3, 9-3, 7-2 for the next 20 minutes, and just kept folding. I went from second to last, which was the 3 people got knocked out, so I was last in 6th spot. And with 2 people behind me, I saw my first half decent. I had an ace-3 off, and I was like, this is the best card I've had since I got to the final table. I'm now short stacked. I've got to have a crack. So the amount I had was still enough to make someone think about it. But of course, one of the big stacks was in the big blind and called me with called my ace-3 with his queen jack and hit a queen on the flop, and the rest is history. And it's like, well, what do? You get the final table and you just get nothing. 8-3, 7-2, just non-stop. I just kept going backwards, and I was like, after enjoying it for so long, all of a sudden, like, I don't mind getting bad hands or get bad beats or whatever, but when you just get 20 minutes of shit cards, you're like, and I really wanted the money this week because I've spent so much on these fees for Sparklet, and I was like, I could use a bit of gas in my Ethereum wallet, so I was a bit pissed. But it is what it is. You can't win them all. Anyway, that's enough poker talk. So maybe next week.
Maybe
I'm just feeding my totems, so if I'm a bit distracted, it's because these little suckers need to get some protem stuck in them.
Okay. Well, while we're doing that, I'll give away one of these Next World map assets real quick. Let me look at this, because I was asking about Next World in Discord, and I said, hey, are there any updates? And the only update I really got was more of like just a time frame. Let me see what I got here real quick. So when I talked to Jay Sawyer, I asked if there's any updates, said nothing too exciting. He said about 30 days out from pre-marketing and about 90 days out from the MVP and alpha test. So that's pretty exciting to me. Oh,
yes.
BK 30, there it is. And I was talking, BK was hooking it up with some information and trying to help me out get these map assets rolling.
It sounds like they're on track still from what he said on the show a couple of weeks ago. I'm super excited. Like, the more I hear about it, the more I want to know more about it. I know he's starting to make a bit more noise about it. So, and I like the idea. If you end up with 3 of, like, you get the lowest one, I think $15 each, and you automatically upgrade to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. So I'm really starting to like what they're doing as it is. So I'm stoked. I want to learn more about it. So I'm definitely keeping my ear to the ground.
Is there a website? I don't have a link to it, but if you have a website, you can shoot my way and I can post it somewhere.
There must be some information, because he was talking on Cheese's show about like a particular player that came across from elsewhere just to get involved in this and paid 10 grand for one of these things straight off the bat. So they obviously know more about what's going on than what we do. I mean, it's not hard to know more than me, because I spend all my time.
With Next World?
Yeah, Next World.
Oh yeah, man, Next World. Hey, I got an account. Hey, Next World. That's where it's at. My daughter, I got her working on some stuff for me. That's where it's at, though.
Do you got one of their map assets to get in on the beta, early access stuff?
Man, no.
Ooh, okay. So, I need to figure out how to do the hashtag thing like Ben was doing, so it tracks it, but I don't know.
It's a third party. It's like an add-on sort of thing. It'll speak to LeBan. Apparently, he's all over it.
I'll harass LeBan about it when he wakes up.
When he's not sleeping.
Yeah.
Like you were this morning. We're having a good old chat.
And to access those statues he got in the shop out there, and he got them everywhere, but those Greek-looking statues.
Say again.
The Greek-looking statue, the next word statue with the
Yeah.
I gotta get one. I gotta go get one.
Well, stay tuned. You might get one now.
All right. So I'll just track this manually to the best of my ability. Let's just do. Just type in the chat. Swarly. Just type Swarly in the chat, and then we'll go for 5 minutes, and then I will do a spinny wheel thing.
I have 2 totems go, and then you'll have my undivided attention again. And
Yep.
I think I fucked one up. I think I fed one twice. I think it's the same one too. I think I fed it twice in a row because I wasn't really paying attention. I was too busy chatting. And I think I forgot to exit all the way out and all the way into the next one.
Sounds exactly like you.
Uh,
Just barely with us.
I'm going to kill one of these totems before we get into day 3. Bloody hell. Alright, so last one being fed now.
All right, so I see one so far, but yeah, just type in Swarly in the chat, and then I'll take everybody's name that does that, and then I'll spin this wheel at, we'll just call it at 11:10 my time. So that's in 4 minutes. So if you don't got one, get one right now. Jimmy Jester, what's up?
I think you're going to want one if you haven't already got one.
Oh, there we go.
I think you're definitely gonna want one, yeah.
Or as X1 would say, you're not going to want to miss out.
You're not gonna want to miss out. Yeah, that's right.
It's like your double negative type. Anyway, but it
Right.
works. Like, guess it works.
Level up tech. 7. We got 7 watchers. How many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I swear you're probably the 7th one, aren't you?
I'm
You're not
coming.
watching.
I'm
coming. It's me. I'm coming. I had to connect my damn muscle line.
I'm not what I'm about to go in there and just like the video just because I can.
Oh, gotcha.
And
Oh, BK's the other one.
Say
Well, I can get that. Get your thing in there so I can spin this wheel. Let me write this down real quick. Let's see, we got. Are these all in-game names? Shambamming 1?
oh, they can post it afterwards anyway if they win.
Yeah.
So I know
This
BK is
is-
definitely in-game name. Definitely Wolf Warner. Well, not exactly that.
Shambamming 1. What do we got here? Juan Carlos Hidalgo, Jimmy Jester, Wolf Warner, Christian Hurt,
Yep.
Level
Yep,
Up
big-
Tech.
You got BK.
Who am I missing?
Shambling.
What is it? Oh,
Shambling. One.
I got that one. Shambamming.
Shambami.
John. Okay.
Have we
Well,
missed
just have you
anyone?
hit me up.
There you go, Ace. There's an Aussie.
there's-
Hey, is that the Ace I'm thinking of? It was on Ben's show last week.
I believe it is.
Yeah.
Ace 696.
I was stoked to learn that the map assets that I bought, the little carts, the hot dog carts, and that turned out to be. I bought them because I liked them, not because of who they owned.
The police car one.
No. He's got like hot dog carts and not actual carts you drive, but it's like vending machines, sort of, like you guys have on the side of the street or something, little hot dog vendor or something. He's got a bunch of those type little cool, and they're just cute. They're cute little map assets. He's got like 26 of them all up. I haven't bought all 26, but I bought a bunch of them the other day. They're pretty cheap, pretty affordable. And I bought them just because I liked them. And then I saw him on Ben's show talking about them. I'm like, fuck yeah. I bought them just because I like them. But now I know that they're Ace. I would have bought more. I might go get some more.
What up, OG Killer? No, one of my Oregon boys over here. Yeah, you and LeVan were talking about those the little police cars.
The cart, yeah.
Yeah, the car. And I
Yeah.
want one of those real bad. I'm gonna go find me one of them.
I want the Mint 129 because obviously it'd be my name.
Yeah.
Um,
I just
I'll
want
send
number
it.
44.
I'm not
Who
worried
makes
about
it?
them going out because there's 1,000 of them, and he's got most of them in his possession. So I'm like,
Mhm.
so I sent him a message. It's been a day now, and he hasn't got back to me. I don't know. And people got lives, so I guess I should wait a few days before I start going. He's not talking to me. For all I know, yeah. I'm going to get one. I mean, there's a couple in the shop you can buy. I couldn't be fucked flying all the way over to LA when I'm in the East Coast. But I wanted 129, which he hasn't got up for sale. So, and if I just do a burner swap for it, he's going to reject it without knowing why. I'm like, man, I'll give you your 15K. I got no problem with it. Just let's say yes, and I'll send 15K and we'll get it done. But
Right.
yeah, they're cute. And they're not typical. Yeah, cool. We'll go with cool. Yeah, I think Ace nailed it. Cool. Super cool.
Okay. Well, I think, did everybody get in? OG Killer, do you want in on the, before I spin this wheel? Type Swarley in the chat and I'll get your name on this list before I spin it for a next world map asset. And then I will share this thing here. No, I don't see it yet. You better hurry. You better hurry. There it is. Official. It's official. All right.
Didn't do the hashtag. No good. You're out. See ya.
I never said you had to do a hashtag. You could do that on their own.
Yeah,
Which
it's
I do appreciate.
the band when you listen to this back, because I know you will. But you help fucking hell slack out and get this sorted so we can just do it the proper way.
Please.
I think it was you. If I'm wrong with Ben, I apologize. I think it was you that was trying to help set Ben up with it. So I assume that
Well,
you
apparently it worked. There it is. Okay. Let me fucking share a screen here. Let's give. I got another one to give away later too. So anybody who doesn't win right now, I'll give away one probably at the end of the show.
I'll do that
is this
for.
good?
I think if you've only got 2 all up, I would save that one for like next week.
No, they said give 2 away on this show. So I said fine, I will. Don't fucking sass me, Swarley.
I just want to try and reward people that catch up to this later. Like they might be on the East Coast or something like that, or in England. Or
Well, I want to reward people for showing up right fucking now.
I agree. Well, they just spin it twice. Go. Go the other way.
Okay, here we go. I think I got them all, and then we'll give another one away later. And hell, maybe I'll hit him up and I'll say, hey, where's let me give some more away for non-live participants. Ace,
Hey,
is the winner.
Aussie, yay!
It's 7 a.m. in Ireland. That's not bad.
Yeah,
All right, Ace, hit me up on in game, and then just we'll do if you got a burner, we'll do the burner. Oh, okay.
That's
what's up.
nice. Oh, make sure I get my name in that drawer. They're cute.
Fuck yeah, me too. Oh yeah. All right, Ace, yeah, hit me up. We'll do a burner swap for that one. It's going to be the. Oh, let me.
Well, maybe you can swap it with one of his carts, and then you can give that card away.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me just. I think it's the Miramar one. Let me double check. Yeah, Marmer. I just give away my shit for now. Okay. Yeah. Hit me up with a burner, and we'll make that happen. So cool. And then we'll come back to this later and give away another one. Stop. There we go.
This chat is
feeding these damn totems.
Yeah, that was my distraction, and I think I still fucked it up.
Did you kill another one?
I think I double fed the same one, and I saw it had a spend score of 75 already because I double fed it before. And I bleached out, and I got the Wheel of Death, and
that one's definitely gonna die.
And then I think I just double fed it again because I was busy talking about something with Jade Priest earlier or someone. Yep. Dropped out. Yeah, so I just got distracted and
Shit happens.
Oh, that's a totem. I'm not gonna cry
Yeah,
over it.
fuck it. Yeah. I mean, they
Kill a
live,
totem.
they die. Who cares?
It won't be the first totem to be killed by its owner, and it won't be the last.
You're a bad totem daddy.
Actually, I should look at that. It should show up on this site now, shouldn't it? I should be able to
What's
tell
that?
whether I did. My totem, if I did overfeed it, should show up on my site.
It should. I was really hoping that my factory would get approved today, but
Before
no
the show.
luck.
Yeah, it
Before
would've
the
been
show.
nice. And
And
you
so
could
we could-
go through that submission process.
Yeah, because you keep talking about, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about
Right.
when you're saying you gotta submit 4 different.
Yeah.
Uh,
'Cause I haven't sent you the files. That's why you don't know what you need and what you don't. Like with James's one, I already sent him all the files, so he's already submitted stuff before. So I was assuming he knows what he's doing, or at least has half a clue what he's doing. And I said if he doesn't yell out, and I'll help him, but he hasn't yelled out, so I assume he's all over it.
fuck.
God damn it! That
24 Hold on, let's go down the line here. This is advice for you if you want to find if you fed it twice or not.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now.
And then OG Killer's got fucking 24 totems he's running right now, like a psychopath.
I'm going crazy with 11 at 2 different times. I mean, I've got an 8-hour and a 24-hour.
Too.
Well, the 24-hour
super
one's easy because I just put that in at 4 p.m. with the rest of them. So I've got 4 p.m., midnight, and 8 a.m. So I just put the 24-hour one in at the same time. So at this time of the day, I've got 11 to do. And I'm just looking at it now. I did not feed it twice this time around.
Oh, good.
But there was a 6-minute gap because of the bloody Wheel of Death last night, and I just had no clue. I should have gone and looked at this site because this site probably would have told me. Sorry, Bill. I mean, you could have saved my day, and I didn't think about you, and now I screwed it up. My bad. My bad. Try and not kill the little sucker.
Which one are you trying to kill?
It's actually a giant one too. It's a shark, but it's a giant shark apparently. I don't know if that means anything.
It's Jaws.
All I know is the colors mean the hours. Outside of that, I have no understanding of what any of the other different attributes do to the shark. Like I don't have the payout figures. I just pay it what I need to every hour or every cycle, or whatever it is, every time, and then just hope that I get more back in the long run. Because I'm not getting more back at the minute, that's for sure. All right, so I'll bring that up again then. So
What
I
site
did
is
show
it?
earlier. So I think most of this stuff, and let me just share my screen. Present, share screen, entire window.
Cat, you better get the fuck out of here. This cat's side-eyeing me like it wants to jump on my
Alright.
keyboard or something.
So the site I've been using is one run by Buelerman. So if you haven't heard of him, he's been on the Upland Down Under show for a bit. He's into racing and a few other things. So this is his page. You can sign up. You can sign up for free. There are some bonuses, like there's 10,000 UPX or something like that to become a premium member. I think that's only for a month.
Myupland.info.
So this is the website, and then you can come over to your statistics and go to totems, and just give it a minute to load because at the moment it's loading every single totem in the game. So you can just put in your own name here. So you can actually look at other people's stuff as well if you wanted to. So they're all my totems, and the one I was looking at that I thought I'd stuffed up then was this shark. So I don't know what any of this stuff means. I just know that the color means 8 hours I've got to feed it. But if I look at the shark and go to the details there, so it has all your. So you need to feed it every 8 hours. It tells you how much you need to feed it, how much you're going to spend by the end of the whole chapter, whatever it's called. That's just a bit of it on the different levels. So obviously the different styles you feed more, that must mean you get more back. So and then you've got this. It'll show. So once I don't think it shows you this until you activate it. So if you haven't yet started, this little bit here doesn't show up. But once you activate it, then it has that starting point and then goes right there. You need to feed it. So I've just fed it now, and this is still a new TC time, so that's not my local time, so I need to flick this over. There is an option down the bottom to change it to your local time. So you got to work out how many hours different you are to UTC, and then just change it so plus or minus however many hours, like 7.5 hours if you whatever it is, and it'll tell you here exactly what time it is that you need to feed it next. So it shows here. So I said I double spent last night. So you can see here. Oh, where did I do it?
Isn't it right there? The 1402 and 1405?
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the wrong bit. So you can see they're 3 minutes apart. So what happened is I done the first spin, so I hit the 13.33 in there and hit enter. I did it on the PC. I wasn't even on my mobile. And I got the Wheel of Death. It just spun and spun. And I gave it a minute. I thought maybe it'll come out of it after a minute. Just kept going and going and going. And I was being patient with it. I'm like, I've no idea if this has gone through or not. Not a effing clue. Anyway, so I ended up having to refresh the page. Of course, as soon as you refresh, everything was fine. Went back into it, and I'm looking at it going, I've got no idea if I fed this thing or not. I don't know if that transaction went through. And I'm thinking, well, what's the worst case if I don't feed it at all? Or do I feed it double? And I was like, oh, fuck it, I'll just feed it again, see what happens. Feed it. You fed it too soon. I'm like, oh, for crying out loud. Anyway, and then but this shows up pretty quickly. So if I got and looked at this instead, I probably would have been fine. I would have realized I'd already fed it, and I needed nothing to worry about. So this is a great little site for tracking, especially if you're all over the place. If you've got one of those ones that are like 18 hours or something like that, which just chop and change, they're weird. I had one last season. They're weird to try and deal with. It's a good little way to keep track of it a bit easier. Oops. Stop sharing. So, again, give Buehlmann a shout out. Fantastic work. He's just compiled all the information that the public's received. That was all obviously right up to date for the last season. The changes for this season may or may not be yet implemented. I don't know where Buehlmann's at with getting it all updated, but from what I understand, the main changes are only to do with penalties, not anything else. So if you feed it and don't get penalised, it won't make much difference. It should be sweet.
I was just looking, sorry, when you were talking, I was looking at my, this is completely off topic. This happens to me sometimes. I was looking at the Sparklet airdrop thing. Have you looked at yours recently?
It hasn't. The last time I looked at it, which was not that long ago, I think earlier today, it still hadn't updated. But
So
that was the same. That was the same with the Big Get leaderboard as well. That hadn't been updated. The last 3 days of that competition wasn't updated at all, which I don't want to go there because obviously I'm going to lose my shit if I do.
Don't do it. Don't do it. We were not talking about that. We discussed this. We don't look.
Yeah,
a little inside baseball. We don't talk about shit about the show really before we do it. But today was very intentional.
Look, we don't have leaderboards in game, or we don't have proper leaderboards in game yet. But they've decided to go and put like a chat channel in there for all the leaderboards. Happy days. There's one place now to go find all the leaderboards.
I love that idea.
Great idea, Upland. How about you fucking update the leaderboards so we know what the hell's going on?
In a little while.
Like for 3 days, the BitGet leaderboard was not updated, and then I just went, I'm going to come 6th anyway. Like it is what it is.
Don't talk about it.
But then I was looking at whether we've been updated on the Racetrack Hero, whatever that thing's called, and it wasn't. Last time I looked at it, it still hadn't updated and shown.
When I checked earlier today at the bottom, it shows that when it updates last, and it said it had updated.
No, that's when you updated it. You hit refresh and watch the time tick over. That's when you downloaded it.
Is that what it's saying? It's not. Yes. That's not when Upland does it.
Nope. That's when you opened it up. So they used to have times like that in there. I think from my understanding from a long time ago, and then people realized, well, hang on, it's been 3 days since you updated this Upland. What are you doing? So now they've changed it. They took the time out when it was actually last updated, so you just don't have a clue. I don't know what. I mean, look, I realise it's the weekend. I realise most people have families and stuff like that, and they go home to it and not at work. But
you're right.
Surely someone's got 5 minutes over the weekend on a laptop to go, you know what, let's just quickly update all these leaderboards so people know what's going on, especially when you've got a competition that ends Monday morning. Like,
I thought they auto-updated.
Nope. That would be nice. Wouldn't it be nice if it was just in-game? Oh, sorry, I got a bit of a cramp radio.
Okay.
Anyway,
we won't do it.
Change topics.
Anyway, so the airdrop, since the leaderboards are fucked for some reason, The airdrop, I just logged in. It makes me reconnect it every fucking time I go to the stupid site. But
Show us what you're looking at.
okay.
Maybe I can go, you're an idiot, you're doing it wrong.
No, I got it now. I was just gonna say that I'll just show it. Fuck it, hold on. Is this it? Yeah. I leveled up to fucking level 3 here.
Oh, this airdrop. Okay, different one.
Yeah.
28. I did that post that stirred a bit of controversy, and I got to I think I got to 12 or 13 as a result. I just gave no effort to this.
Did you see the one that I posted about Upland being like sex?
No.
Oh my god. Yeah, I had like
I should have looked more. Oh, to be honest, I spent too much time on Discord, not in general, but just chatting to certain players directly.
Right.
And I've not been on. You and LeBan are part of that, but not so much been on general, or I've been avoiding a lot of the mainstream because it's just at the moment I've just best if I just avoid it because I don't.
Yeah, we were not going to talk about it.
I see
Anyway.
posts from people and I want to respond, and I'm like,
Just don't.
deep breath, 24-hour rule, come back next year.
Yep. Yeah, so I was level 2. Well, last time I looked at it, and it hadn't been moving along. I know that they had whatever issues with it. And is this thing done now? There's no more.
Yeah, it's finished.
Okay, so this is my final level. This is better than I did the last time.
I don't know. I only got to level 2 myself, so you're doing.
I only
better
got to level 2 as well. And this time I had like a 28 multiplier. When you told me about, hey, you
But that
just
was
have to
only
make,
last week.
yeah, make
This went for several weeks.
are
so
somewhat controversial.
You only got a half decent score in the last week, as opposed to some players were obviously on the ball straight from the get
I
go.
didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Well, you got to pay attention more. I knew what to do. I just couldn't be.
I
bothered doing
can't
it.
focus on everything all at
Right.
once. Warley, I'm trying.
Well, they did say it was all about trying to get engagement, so you
I don't
needed
know what
to.
the fuck that means. What's engagement?
It's
Am
people
I
react-
engaging? Are they engaging? I
people
don't
reacting
know.
to your post. So it's fine just to
I
hit
get that
repost.
now.
It's fine
I
to
get that
hit
now.
repost on something, but you want people to react to what you're reposting. Now, most uplanders have already seen the upland post, so they're like, "Yeah, okay, big deal. You reposted, I reposted, everyone else reposted. Happy days with it." But when you put a comment next to it, let's say you could quote it or whatever it was called, and then you could go, this is, whatever comment you wanted to make, and then the more you were able to get a reaction from other players, whether it be positive, negative. I mean, there's positive or negative. It makes no difference. Reaction's a reaction.
Yeah, it's
You can
engagement.
invoke that engagement from other players, well, then you're going to score higher. You didn't need to have a big account like some players are. You just needed to get attention, so to speak. So as long as you weren't going to do something that sent you to jail or break some sort of rules or something like that, it was fine. The only one I had sort of pushed the boundaries on was one that was about the cars prizes, and this is before everything unfolded about it. But because initially there was only one prize pool of 5 cars from BitGet, and I think there might have been a 5 bonus cars for just everybody else that went in the top 5. But because of all the noise made around US players not being able to participate in the BitGet prize pool, turned out to be a load of crap. They did. They created a second pool for non-BitGet users.
We're not going to talk about it.
So I put in the post that's nice that the squeaky wheel gets the grease, with additional prizes being awarded or being now given out. And Danny Brown replied going, "No, these were always out from available." And I'm like, well, I'm not going to argue with Danny Brown. I mean, she knows a hell of a lot more about this game than I'll ever dream to know. So I'm certainly not going to say I think you're wrong or anything like that. All I can say is initially there was a post that said there was 5 BitGet cars and I think the 5 other cars, and that was it. There was no second prize pool or second draw. And if it stayed the same way, I still wouldn't have got a car anyway because I finished 8th overall, so I would have been outside the top 5 for an overall draw, unless the Americans who can't use BitGet weren't in the draw, and then I would have been fine. But we won't go there. Let's move on.
I was trying to stop you.
Right? Upland said they checked it and went, everything's fine.
No, we're not talking about it.
They said everything was fine.
Let it go. We're moving on. Anyway, I was trying to find the the X posts about once you told me about what I should be doing, because I don't understand social medias outside of Facebook, and I barely understand that. About how to get engagement, I started saying some shit, and I got all kinds of engagement, and all of a sudden this multiplier shot up, and I went from like a guest or whatever to fucking 28x and level 3.
So imagine if you done that at the beginning. Yeah.
Who knows how far I could have went?
Yep.
Had I done this right from the very beginning. I just make shit up, and people think it's funny or they think it's weird, and they just repost it and like it, and that was working out great.
I haven't done it.
Got a lot of likes, a lot of comments, and a lot of like.
I'll have to go check it. To be honest, I meant to go check out like people that I knew and just go deliberately and like their comments and stuff, just because to throw support behind them.
Yeah,
I would argue, and this is probably going to prove me wrong, and I haven't done this, and I'm not going to do this, but go make your profile a hot-looking chick.
Do what?
Probably get a hot-looking girl. Cladly dressed, hot-looking chick. Because the predominant audience is male, so I mean, obviously there's plenty of females that play the game and whatnot, but I would argue that even if you did nothing other than just change your profile pic with the right pic, you'll get more. And the reason why I say that is because my missus does it as well with her account, and she smashed me, and she doesn't put any effort into it. And she was like on a 13 next with not even trying, and I'm like, I half tried and got to like a 2 weeks.
I'm gonna do that.
So.
I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna change mine to some
so that was just my thought process. That was my. I'm looking at that guy. How have you smashing me? And I'm like, probably because you're. Like, there was a photo from back when she used to dance, and I was like, yeah, that'll do it.
Should we do a social experiment and just go find some chick photo, put it on our profile, mark down how many followers we have right now, and then see where we're at 1 week from today? Who gets more followers?
No, because I don't care.
But
I don't care.
Fuck you, Swarley.
I don't care.
I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna do it. How many followers I got right now?
Go chat with Ben. I mean, he's always posting stuff on Twitter. I just don't care.
What do I have? Oh my god, I got 655 followers. When did that happen? I thought I had like 200 or something.
You probably got that during when you were being controversial.
Probably, yeah. Well, then I was talking shit on Upland, and then I got some attention, and then I made some other posts. Anyway, interesting. 655. Now I just need to find a photo of some little hottie with her.
Yeah. So my Twitter post is just the tiger you see in the background now. So it doesn't get any excitement. I have 508, and I'm following 797 people. What the hell are you not following back for, meanies?
I don't know.
Not you, but there's obviously about 200 people that are following that aren't following me back.
Oh, gotcha.
I'll find out who you are, and I'll unfollow you. I feel like old man Simpson, which is also part of my profile.
All right, I just got to find an image here of some very attractive female.
There's no point now. The thing's over.
No, I don't care now. This is for the next one.
Yeah, they'll probably change the parameters again.
Here we go. This is all I need right here. Let's see how far I get with this. No, fuck, man, it's got water markings.
You're right, BK. That is exactly what it is. They're all spam accounts.
Yeah, I'll probably get flagged as some sort of spam account.
I was blocking them for ages, and all of a sudden they stopped. I just kept like going in and individually blocking them, like rejecting their friendship or whatever, and then blocking them. And I don't think I've had one request for ages now.
Really? I should do that then, because I have a bazillion of them.
Yeah, but I was literally going and taking the time and blocking each and every one of them and now I'm looking at it now. I haven't got any requests, like friend requests or whatever it is, and direct messages. Yeah, my last direct message was my missus, and that was it. So
this
maybe
is taking a weird turn.
Oh, this is what I want this. I don't know why I want this. I shouldn't want this, but for some reason I want this.
Hold on, I'm not even looking. What is it? Show it.
I'm gonna breathe. I'm going to when I figure out how to show the right screen. I want this. The Jonathan Sawyer's giving away as part of his I only caught half. I was listening to it while I was doing stuff, so I sort of half caught his information on the Cheese Show about how
Rare
to get the entry for it to win the pass. So there was something about owning. Obviously, because we've got statues, we are already in the draw, but you can go get some more statues. But you didn't have to own a statue to enter. You could also. I honestly can't remember. I should bloody have put more effort into this. He said there was another way. I think it was a YouTube post. There was a YouTube that and I don't know if it's Cheese's one or which one it was, but all you had to do was comment on one of those posts or one of those videos on YouTube, and then you're automatically entered in as well. And that was one entry. But if you own a particular, like if you own the level 1 statue, it was like one entry, but if you own the level 2, then you get 2 entries or something like that, and so on. And there was ways to get more entries and stuff like that. And like I said, I was busy doing other stuff and I missed the full-on details. I should just go back and learn, but yeah, I mean, a rare pass. That's better than a poke in the eye with a blind stick. I don't know why I want it, because I have a love-hate relationship with these passes, as we know from the blue, what's it called? The blueprint.
Oh yeah, because
Blueprint,
you had to burn them all, and then you'd get the fucking blueprint.
I mean, we bought these passes that have no value other than nostalgic. Fucking looks pretty in your account. You can collect them if you want to, but that's it. It has no actual value. And all of a sudden, here they are with actual value. That was my issue with that, anyway.
Right.
Maybe Upland can change rules. It's their game, I guess. So, yeah, if that's the worst Upland did, I wouldn't have a problem.
My wife's gonna get on my computer at some point, and she's gonna be like, "What the fuck are you looking up?" I'm like, "It's an experiment. Trust me." Not gonna be happy because some of this search has gone real south. Good God.
It's not that hard to find a pretty good. Yeah.
No, but I don't want to look like fake, I guess. Oh, here's one. This one will do.
Speaking of photos, awesome photos. Did you see that one of the surfer at the Olympics that looked like he was just levitating in the air,
No.
catching a wave? Have you not seen that?
Well, because I don't. Well, look, I only watch the Olympics at work because I turned off my cable. All right.
I'll see if I can find it. Like, he just caught the barrel and came out and just he went up the wave a bit and sent him in the air, and he just sort of, because he knew he caught a really good wave, he just sort of pointed to the crowd like as he's in the air, and it was just an amazing photo, just one of those once in a million sort of type photos. And it was just, I thought the whole world had seen it, to be fair, but maybe not. Your little part of the world.
All right, let's steal this person's profile photo here.
I mean, there were a lot of amazing moments from the Olympics, but here we go. So I found it.
655. I just changed the photo. We'll see if it changes anything. If it goes up or down. We'll see, or if I get banned.
All right, so I'll share. Is it this one?
Yeah, Jimmy. If she actually was on X and she saw it, she would probably, who the fuck are all these women? Oh, I had seen that. Yeah.
How that was just such an amazing. It looked like he's just levitating in the air. It's just so,
yeah. Those pictures are cool.
Like, you can't tell that's a big ass wave that's going away from it. It just looks like water. But that's just, there's so many amazing moments from the Olympics. But this photo here was just brilliant. I mean, obviously that pole vaulter that knocked down the pole because of his pole, that was pretty funny. Did you see that one?
Oh yeah, with the
I won't show the video of that. People can go Google that themselves. I'm not having a search history that involves that right now, but
Sham, I hope you're right. I hope it makes zero difference, because I think it's stupid. But I'm curious. to see if it will. But I hope you're right. I hope it makes zero difference. I can go back to whatever else I had going on.
I think you're putting way too much effort into it, that's for sure. That's
What,
just a
what
theory,
else was
mate.
I going on in my life? Huh? Upland. I got Upland, and I got work, and I got this show. I might as well have fun with X.
So she got Max.
With
Hey, the band's awake. Oh,
Hey.
stop talking about him now.
yeah, no, good morning. We weren't saying shit about you. Promise.
You have to go back and watch what? How long we go? 2 hours. You have to go watch 2 hours just to see what we did or didn't say
know.
about you.
You got max points on airdrop with 200 followers. What
Which
is
is
max
what I'm
points?
saying. So 31 or 32 multiplier. So,
Oh, fuck. What? Yeah, I guess I
So-
got 6. Yeah.
which is my point, was you didn't need to have a lot of followers. You just need to get that engagement. So this person with 1 million people don't just automatically get top prize and 42 Spark because they had 1 million people that no one gave a fuck about Upland about. So now this time it was people actually giving a shit about what you say. Hopefully there'll be some people out in the real world that aren't Uplanders that might go, "Oh, check out this game." So yeah, that's a fantastic effort. I just just didn't care enough myself.
Yeah, I didn't either. I didn't really know what the fuck was going on. I did care at the end there once you told me. I'm like, oh, I should just make funny posts or something, and then that will do something. And then it did.
Listen to the announcement next time, and you'll know what to do.
I did. I just don't understand the socials.
And then plan B, go, Swally, what is it I need to do to fucking win this
Yeah.
shit? And I'll be like, if you can be bothered, this is what you need to do. This
I
is how you
can't
do
be
it.
bothered. Gosh, I depend on other people to give me the information the way I need to hear it.
But no, well done to anyone that did get the max. Like, it took a bit of effort this time. You actually had to think about it. You didn't just click some buttons and then move on.
Mhm.
So to get maximum points, it actually took some effort. So if you got there, fantastic effort. Hopefully the spark that you get's rewarding. Probably not 40, or actually it might be 42 now, because that's probably equivalent of 0.4 a few months back. 500 views on quote tweet. Yeah, exactly. So you just had to put something there that was eye-catching, either one way or another, didn't good, bad, or otherwise, just insightful. I don't know. There's 1,000 different ways you could have got that attention and reactions and whatnot, engagement from people. A photo was just one way I thought you could do it with no effort.
We're gonna find out.
Which explains why the missus did much better than me, even though her Twitter account isn't even the same as her in-game name, and her in-game name's not really known to anyone. I try and keep that. I try and keep her out of all what I do as much as I can. But yeah, I put a little bit of effort. I ticked off every box, so every single one that came out, I did every single one, but I just didn't put any thought into what I was saying. Most of them I just retweeted or whatever. I didn't quote, so to speak.
What level did you get to?
The only one I got a decent return on was that one that got to level 12, which included the controversial one about the prizes, where Upland changed the prizes to suit the Americans.
Yeah.
So that one got a bit of a reaction. So I think that one bumped me up a little bit, but that was the only one that did. So that was the only time I pushed the boundary on it. And then it even got, like I said, Danny Brown's attention. I'm like, yeah, I don't want your attention. I don't need Upland's attention. So
I'm sorry. I'll retract everything I just said.
no, I'm not retracting it. I'm not. But there were changes made, and maybe for the better. I'm not saying they weren't or weren't. I mean, there's 20 players out there now beneficiary of cars. Good on them. Well done. Happy days. I'll keep my focus on hopefully paying off my house with my Spark sometime in the near future.
Yeah.
That's my
And,
focus.
and doing your blendering.
And blendering. 99% of my Upland experience now is blendering. So I really only go into Upland to do the bits I have to for, I guess, mainly UGC. I made a deal today of the property swap. It was only because I had a 400 up squared property in South Polo that couldn't fit a showroom on it. So I swapped it for a 300,000 one, 300 up squared property. So it was about 25% smaller, but it was big enough to have a small showroom in it. So it's a little bit smaller than I would like, but it didn't cost me anything. Just did a straight swap, lost a little bit of income as a result, but only a tiny amount. And now I can have a showroom there. So I've got
That's a
another
net
bill.
positive.
Yeah, so for me, it was a win. The other player got a slightly bigger property, like 25% increase on their yield for that same property without doing anything. And I now have a property that I can put a small showroom on. So that was my Upland playing today. That's all I've done in Upland other than my ornaments that I showed you earlier.
Which are looking great. All the shit you've been putting out lately has been great.
The Spark Chest ones I'm a little disappointed in. They
Yeah.
didn't come anywhere near as well as I wanted to. Sorry, the Swally Chest, the Swally Towers, because
Yeah.
I'm allowed to call them Spark ones. The Patriot game one I was pretty happy with. That
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one too.
So that one I might. I mean, it's only a townhouse as opposed to apartment, but I haven't figured out pricing of any of this yet.
I got a townhouse that would love to display your fancy artwork.
It's going to take me a while to get to 68. Oh, no, sorry, 44.
Fair enough. I'll be patient. I'll patiently wait.
We'll get you one your way. Maybe in the band, we might. I was asking him last night what his number was, so he said 85. So you're going to have to wait even longer. I sucked in. You should have said 1.
Sucker.
I would have said, fuck you, you're not getting 1. Only because I'm thinking of auctioning off the ones or something like that. I don't know why, what, when, why, whatever. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. I was hoping to have all 4 of those tower chests sorted and auction off all the ones together as one package. And if I got something for it, happy days. I'm only going to have 3 now, and the quality isn't quite where I wanted it to be on top of that anyway. So I'm like, I don't know. We'll have to see. So I know there's people out there who do want the ones, but
So you still got 2 more that you submitted of that.
I've got a lot more that's been submitted.
I
So
know,
the
but of that set.
Swally Towers, there's 2 that have been approved. One had to get resubmitted because I had the wrong file attached. How the upload system allows you to accidentally attach the wrong file and not pick up that you've, because it's in a completely different file. It's got a similar name, but it's just a different, instead of it being a JPEG, it was like a GIF or something like that. So it was kind of like that sort of scenario. And
yeah, should never even let you submit
so
it.
it should have given you a warning straight away that you've attached the wrong one. And what's even more annoying is all they had to do was open up that file that I did attach to it, and they could have produced the file that they needed from that. Like, they didn't need to resubmit it back. They could have just gone. But I guess if they did that for everybody, then they'll never get other people's approved. So I understand. It's just frustrating that I've now got to wait however long it takes to get it through again. But it is what it is. Again, first world problems.
Yeah,
So,
we're privileged to be in this position.
Oh, 100%. I mean, if that's the worst thing I've got to whinge about, I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
I haven't really got anything to whinge about if that's what I'm resorting to. But again, a few things have come through in the last week or so. So the missus has got some of her fences coming through. Yes, I made them for her, but they're in her factory, in her shop.
Is the colorful ones come through?
Yeah, they're actually. This is going to out her a little bit, isn't it? No, fuck
Yes,
it. It is coming to, but I can still show on. No, it's on her account, isn't it? So hang on, I need to bring up her account.
You're gonna go log out of yours and into hers?
No, I was going to just do this. So if I go, no, because I can just show it from that website again, not so much in that.
Oh, gotcha.
Because it's all the back end stuff you got to do to submit it. So let me find the StreamYard.
Is that a tedious process to submit your art?
No, by the time you get to where it's ready to be submitted, all the hard work's done. The last bit's the easiest bit of the whole process.
Okay.
So the bit you've got left to do to submit it is actually, it'll be daunting because you've never done it and you don't know where to start, and it's a little bit overwhelming from that point of view. But once you've sort of done it once or twice, you're like, oh, that's really, really simple.
And you do that in game?
No.
When you go, no?
No.
It's a different file?
I'll show you. I mean, if people want to know, they haven't figured it out. The UGC channel's there. Otherwise, you can reach out to any of the UGC people. But yeah, reach out to me. I'll point you in the right direction. But there's a GitHub page that has all the information, and it also has links to the submission forms. It has everything you need, and they update it regularly when there's changes. I cannot find my StreamYard.
A good question. I think the answer to this is no.
I have absolutely lost my StreamYard tab.
Uh-oh.
I can't
Well, you're
find
still
it.
with us, so it's not completely.
Yeah, I can hear you, so I know I'm still here, but I just can't find where it actually. Oh, there it is. I was hitting
Are
all the way-
property ornaments for Bermuda props
Oh, that's
possible?
Not at this stage. At
yeah.
this stage, structural ornaments are only available. So there's a list of properties that you got to build it on top of what they call a template, and they only have issued templates for the standard building. So in other words, your apartment, your large townhouse, your 2 small townhouses, the villa type, the modern townhouse or modern house or luxury house, whatever it's called, those ones, and then the micro house. So only those standard ones, and none of the UGC, none of those temporary ones. Anything that's outside of that doesn't have structural ornaments, and maybe they will in the future. I don't know. I have absolutely no clue. Goldie was talking about it on his show earlier today, and he's talking about having Jason come on. So Jason's like the head of UGC from Upland side. So I said, how can you throw this question at him about whether we can ever do any sort of builds on those type of structures? Because Queen's has got a crap load of the Queen's unique buildings and stuff like that. You know, you might want to do a limited, because obviously it's very limiting to who's going to want to buy it, because not everyone's going to have those structures. So if you do something like that, you're probably only going to want to build a small amount of them or release a small amount. Otherwise, you're just going to overflood a market that doesn't need it. So you kind of are sort of putting yourself in a bit of back yourself in a corner with the number of people that will want to buy it, but the option's there. And yeah, to do it on a Bermuda property, if they ever put the template in there, then probably. But again, it can only be sold on Bermuda, so you're limiting your market as opposed to a townhouse or an apartment, which is all over Upland. So there is a bit of give and take there as to why you'd want to do it. I found it.
Oh, you found your tab.
I was looking that whole time. I just lost it. It was because I got all these different tabs. I should manage this better. But I always have so much open when I'm working, so I just so I can just keep chopping and changing. So this is in game. She's trying to make them and build them, but at the moment she hasn't got a lot of them. So this is just the duplicate this so I can get the next one ready without showing some stuff at up show. So this is just the gate for it. So what?
It's a nice looking gate. I'm not gonna lie.
And then you've got like the I'm having fights with my computer here.
Figure it out, man.
All right, so then we've got
Pride picket fence.
Yeah, so this was her idea, because I was talking about like doing a fencing stuff with her, and we were trying to come up with. Initially, we wanted to do trees. She was drawing all these trees that she wanted to do, and then we found out we can't do trees, like we talked about earlier.
Why did she want to go with the pride fence?
Well, she's just very passionate about equal rights and all that sort of stuff, and equality, all that sort of thing. So, and we talked about doing a picket fence, so we did a white one, and she goes, "No, I want one that's in the pride colours." So I was like, "Okay, let me try and make it," and so I made it for her. And it actually looks all right. So,
yeah, I think it looks really good.
You know what? Let's outer. That's what is that?
The fuck is going on?
I don't
What are we
know.
looking at here?
Anyway, so so there's a whole range of the pride fences, which she hasn't really produced yet, but they are in game. What it has, one player has been buying these up. So this is where it all started for her.
How much are they?
These panels will probably be about 1,000 upix each.
Okay. Well, I want to support the missus and buy some pride panels.
Why is that not loading? God damn it.
Where's this factory located at? Or the showroom? Where can I buy this right now?
She's based in Queens. Well, you can't because she's got to produce them.
Oh my god.
Why is this? This is faulty.
Breaking the balls, man.
Give me a...
What are you trying to do?
I'm trying to bring up the white one, the plain picket fence, but the site's just not working.
Oh, in your public gallery.
Yeah.
And you got to be careful because you can't show all of the things you have in there.
No, because there's stuff in there that belongs to you in her one.
Mhm.
I'm going to stop sharing.
And we got to be very secretive about these things. I dare not let people know about what you're working on for me.
All right, so she's been putting it together, but she hasn't quite finished doing it yet. But she owns one property in Howard Beach, which is how I know how to go look for it. Putting it together with her pride fence, all nicely lined up.
Cool. So she has
and-
produced some.
Yeah, so but not a lot. She's only got a small factory, so it only pumps out like one every couple of hours. And
Yeah.
one player went and bought like 40 odd fences for their property the other day. So, and they're waiting on about 15 more. So they can finish off their build. So she had to cancel everything she was building, so try and keep that player happy and give them the rest that they need. So she hasn't even been able to finish her own one off yet. So she can sell. So this is her home address. And her kitty for some, I don't know how she won that.
Oh, look at that little fountain. That's cute.
I wonder where she got that from.
I don't know. Some asshole, I guess.
Some bloke just pumping him out for no reason. So,
That's what she said.
and then being English, she wanted the phone box. So when she saw that, she was like, "Yeah, gotta have me one of them."
Is that what it's called? A phone box?
It's a phone booth or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I did look. Sometimes you say things that I've never heard of that I understand, but like when you whatever you called McDonald's last week,
Macca's.
Macker. Yeah, like what the fuck are you talking about?
That's a very Aussie thing. So I mean, if Ace or anyone was here, they'd be like, "What do you mean you don't call it Macca's?" Like
And then when we talked about the letter Z,
Z. Yeah.
yeah,
Actually, my business was like that because when you said that question, I didn't even think about it. I just asked her and goes, "He wants to know this. What do you think?" She goes, "Well, it's an English versus an American thing." So anyone that's sort of grew up watching American TV and stuff will probably say Z, but the proper pronunciation is Z, and that's like the English background for it. Yeah, always Macca's. See, awesome. So when she said that, I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I took your question and I threw it in a Chat GPT, like exactly how I just copied and pasted into Chat GPT to see what it said, and I sent you that reply, which I think Chat GPT nailed it and said, "Yeah, it's an American thing." So the real question is, why do you guys say Z when the rest of the world says Z?
I don't even know how you
How did
get.
that come full circle?
I don't even know how you get Z out of the letter Z. That's what I don't understand.
It's the way it's pronounced. There isn't a spelling for the letter Z. It's not like it's spelled.
I'm aware.
Z-E.
Well, is there a spelling for A or B or C or D?
Or is there a spelling for W? I mean, would it include the word W? Like, I don't know. Like, and then the letter U. Like,
I don't know.
like.
But I would assume it would.
Hey, Ben, what's up?
Maybe it would be maybe.
Oh, prison break. You having a crack at the band, poor guy. What's up, Ben? What'd you miss? Not a lot because we avoided a lot of topics for obvious reasons. We talked a little bit about totems. We're
talking about the alphabet right now.
Who was metal? Who was the player we had on for a while? Jay.
Rashad?
No, that was on with us.
Yeah. I just can't remember the first part of his name. It was something Rashad.
I apologize. I'll have to go back and have a look.
You know,
that was a good chat. I quite enjoyed his chat. He had some good questions and
I agreed.
a good view. Like, wish we had more players jump on like that. That was really good.
That was really cool, yeah.
Our property ornaments. Yeah, so that's where we were doing. Yeah, I showed a few of, and Ben, you're already aware of this. I showed a few of the structural ornaments that did get approved.
There it is. PK's hooking it up.
Yeah, I knew it started with J. I just couldn't remember. So yeah, mate, thanks for jumping on. That was awesome. Had a great time. I hope you come back and chat with you again sometime.
Absolutely. Anyway, so going back to this Z thing. So what you're saying is the word Z or the letter Z is not ever said to be Z. It's said to be Z.
Yeah.
So it'd be XYZ.
Yeah.
And we say Z
Yeah.
because we think we're right.
Because you went, fuck you, England, a couple hundred years ago. We're going to start our own little place over here called America, and you can go to hell, and you're going to do things your way. And
everything's the same as far as our alphabet.
Part of that was like, we don't want to play your stinky, boring cricket. We're going to invent our own game called baseball, like stuff like that. Like there's lots of things that changed because you guys started a whole different colony on the other side of the world. Zero, Zeto. Okay. But it's got an E after it, so it changes the whole pronunciation, doesn't it? But I get what you're saying. I mean, it's like dancing or dancing, isn't it? Like some people say dancing, some people say dancing. Like, does it really matter?
Or tomato.
Yeah. There's a million examples of this, but generically, or generically speaking, Z is an English pronunciation, or Z is an American pronunciation. And to be fair, most of us originated, if we trace our ancestors back to England, so at least Europe anyway. So we should all be saying Z, but we've evolved. We've gone, no, if you England, we're going to do our own thing. So yeah.
Interesting.
Now, Aussies just go, well, the Z's too long. We'll find a shorter way. We'll find a way to make that shorter, and it's too hard to say Z. We just we reduce everything down to one syllable if we can.
Fair enough. If you must, I suppose.
It's embarrassing sometimes when you hear other Aussies talk when they're on TV, and you're like, dude, you should have just stayed in bed. If you want to ever just have a laugh, just go find, you know how the news will just go take interviews of people that were near a crime or something like that. And you get some bogan Aussies that, oh, yeah, I saw it, man. It was all happy. It was all... And I'm just like, oh, my God, you're such a bogan. You're giving our country a bad rap. Z on Sesame. Yeah, but that's American. Z on Play School. There you go. So that
Play School.
That's an English children's TV show, which was also out here in Australia.
Look, until I started talking to you and you started saying Z, I had never heard that in my life.
I didn't even cross my mind until you posted that.
No, I love it.
Didn't even cross my mind that I even said Z.
My son has been hearing it. I didn't even know that he knew anything about it.
That's right. I agree. Nothing wrong with bogans.
What's bogans?
I guess it's your equivalent of rednecks, I suppose.
What? Bogans?
So it's just the Australian equivalent of redneck. So you got your trailer park rednecks or something like that. So I guess it's a kind of the same but different.
Like country folk.
Not so much country folk, just, how do I say this without getting too controversial? Simpler folk.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
And do they drive like
probably more happy-go-lucky? Probably more happy-go-lucky is probably a better way of putting it. Like and people call themselves bogan because they're just like, don't give a fuck yet. Just happy-go-lucky is probably a better way of putting it. Just everything off their back. They just don't care. Like, just,
okay.
Who's it? Well, that's
a Canadian thing.
Canadian thing, isn't it? Yeah, I'm just trying to think.
Yeah, hoser.
Yeah, probably. Like, is that more of? See, bogan's not necessarily an insult. It's just people don't really want to be a bogan, but some people own it. It's just.
Yeah, that's kind of how rednecks are here. Like, I would say, like, if you're in the city, if you're a city person, you probably don't want to be referred to as a redneck, unless you're a redneck who is forced to live in the city, and that's how you identify. But I don't know.
There's an Australian TV show called Upper Middle Class Bogans. So it was just making fun of just an average sort of family type thing. It was a comedy type show, but just making fun of it. Like it's people. Some people just own it and go, "Yep, I'm a bogan through and through," and that's all there is to it. So
yeah, same here.
Yeah, Shameless. I've never watched
it. What's Shameless? The American version or the English version? Because I've only seen the American version.
which I'm assuming is true for like The Office and anything else that's good that comes out of there.
I don't know. I've never seen the English version of The Office either.
I bet Ricky Gervais is funny as fuck.
Oh, dude, it's super funny. It's a bit rough around the edges and doesn't exactly talk all prim and proper. Yeah, that sounds like a redneck or a hick.
Underbelly season 1. Yeah, it was pretty good. I being an ex-cop, I struggle sometimes with shows that glorify criminals, and for a long time I avoided watching Breaking Bad, but it hooked me in, and I love it. And that's probably the same. Like it glorifies, it's based on a true story. How much of it's true, who knows? But it's based the Underbelly. If you haven't seen it, you want to know a bit about Australian criminal, organised crime and stuff. It's nothing like the mafia. Underbelly. It's all based on true stories of what happened in Sydney and Melbourne, stuff like that, with gangs and all this sort of stuff. Kind of like mafia, but watered down version. But it's a really well made show. It was brilliant. Just hated the fact that people who were actual real criminals and sent to jail and stuff like that became sort of famous because of it. Got the notoriety and the attention because. I mean, it's like, worshipping someone like Jesse James. No, he's just a train robbing thief. Like, he's not someone that we should be. Every country has people like that. For Australians, it's Ned Kelly. I hate the fact that people want to worship this bloke called Ned Kelly who murdered 3 cops and stole shit from people. But, half our country think he's a cult hero. And I'm like, well, no, he's not. He's basically a gangster from 100 plus years ago that, none of us should ever heard of, to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of how like Al Capone is, and
Exactly right.
Oh my gosh, what's the guy? DB Cooper.
I've not heard that one, but Al Capone, obviously, I have.
Yeah, DB Cooper's like a kind of like infamous in the Northwest from taking a plane from Seattle to, I think it was going to LA, and then jumped out of a commercial flight. And landed somewhere in the Pacific Northwest, which is where I live, like in the forest, and allegedly survived with a whole fucking bag full of money, and they never found him, and they never found the money.
Oh yeah, I've heard this story. And
there's like a Netflix special on
some of the money washed up on a river or something.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So there was an episode of NCIS, the original version of it, where some bloke wanted to murder a bunch of people just to get the notoriety of being some serial killer type thing. And whilst it's not a true story, I think they absolutely nailed it in the fact that they suppressed his name through all the media coverage on this episode. And I was like, I wish that was how real world worked. Like, just
right.
These people that, and I'm sure the Americans have got the same problem as us here in Australia, but we've got serial killers or backpacker murderers, stuff like that, are real famous names. And I wish that we didn't know these people's names. Obviously, I work in the jail, so now I know these certain people for certain reasons now, and some of the heinous crimes that these guys commit. But they get famous on the back of it, and sometimes they fucking love that, and I have a real issue.
Yeah, they get off on that shit. Yeah. No, I see that every so often. Like, we'll see somebody on the news here in Oregon, somebody do something super fucked up, and people ask me, are you gonna get that kid at your jail? I go, probably, yeah. I'm like, if they're under 18 and they commit a crime, regardless of how heinous it is, they're gonna come to my facility, and I'm gonna work with them 90% of the time.
Most of the time, I try and not know what they're there for because I've got a job to do.
Yeah.
So it's easier. I mean, there was one bloke that was a cop killer at my jail, and obviously I've got a real issue with that. But as much as I wanted to just give him nothing and tell him to fuck off, so to speak, you can't, because that's not your job. Your job is to do your role and treat him the same as every other inmate there. And, my job isn't to punish him, but to look after him and try and protect them and whatnot that we need to do while we're there. So,
when you look at somebody, like the inmates, like, I don't know about you, but I can pretty much tell most of the time what you're there for without ever even knowing.
I think maybe it gets harder when they get older.
Maybe, but like, I know
the crimes get a little bit more diverse, I think, as they get older.
Well, I mean, like, just general, like, you have your violent offenders, you have your
Yeah, but you're not going to have your fraudsters at 16, are you?
Your what?
Fraud.
Oh, fraud.
So one of
Yeah.
our inmates
You
is doing a fair bit of time for multi-million-dollar fraud, and like I said, I'm not going to get saying names here, but you're probably not going to get that in a teenager.
We
And
have.
to look at him, talk to him, or whatever, you could easily see yourself talk to this bloke on the street without a problem. Like he just
Right.
seems like a normal, everyday person, but then you find out that he's committed all these frauds and fleeced all these people out of money, and you're like, what a shitbag. You know,
Right,
it's like people got given spark that they shouldn't have, and then try and take it out of Upland before Upland can stop them. Like, no, that's different. That's different because I'm on Upland's side for this one because they stopped those people from withdrawing bucket loads of spark when they shouldn't have.
Yeah.
It's the same.
I was just,
It's
I
the
would
same
say,
as
like-
if you dropped $1 million into your bank account tomorrow and you went, all right, this is not mine. I don't own it. Don't know where it came from, but I'm going to spend it before the bank realizes. Like, you know, that's wrong.
right.
So,
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I can look at like most violent offenders or gang affected kids or sex offenders, and I can basically just look at you and be like, 90% of the time I'm pretty certain I know what you did without ever having to look at your crime.
yeah, but you shouldn't even be thinking that anyway.
You
as far as-
can't help it.
As far as I'm concerned, they're just. And I was listening to Jay Sawyer's stories about the jail he worked at, and I'm like, fuck, I've got it good because our jail, like I said, it's like the Hilton of jails in
Yeah.
this country, and the amount of incidences that we have in a year would probably pale into significance to the amount of incidences that you would have in a day at your jail.
Well, currently the one I work at right now is only sex offenders, and they're very easy to work with. So,
Yeah,
but
so-
the one I was at, we had serious incidents every single day.
So that's, even though we've got maximum security inmates, people there for life, all that sort of stuff, because of the treatment and the way they're looked after and what they've got there, they all pretty much they're for the vast majority of the time they're well behaved.
Yeah.
There are times, but it's almost on a day. Next door to us is a normal maximum security jail, and they'll have multiple incidents every day.
Mm.
Yet they've got roughly the same number of inmates as we do, but we'll have in a year the same amount of incidents that they'll have in a week. So which one would you rather work at? I mean, it can get boring at times because nothing ever happens, but boring's good, especially when you're pushing 50 and
Not
you-
worried about getting
you don't
shamed.
want to punch on with your mates and have your life threatened, all that sort of stuff. Like, yeah, I'll take boring every day of the week.
100%. Yeah. Yeah. That's the easy life.
Well, let's push
Well,
on 2.5 hours. So
Let's
You gotta
give
give
away
away-
the last.
yeah, so
let's
say you
give
got
away-
another prize. Come on,
Yeah,
Ben,
let's
tune
give
in. It's your chance to win something back, mate.
Yeah, Ben, check this out. All right. Let's see here. The hashtag thing. Fuck it. I don't care if you put hashtag or not. But Swarley, what should we put in chat? What should be the thing?
Something that's not triggering, so not big yet.
Trigger. Type trigger in the chat, and I'm gonna spin a wheel, and I'll give something away to somebody who writes trigger in the chat.
So what you're winning, because he hasn't said it yet, is a statue from Jonathan Sawyer,
Jay
which-
Sawyer. Yeah.
which will be part of the next World Layer 2 game, which, from all intents and purposes, is looking and standing extremely promising. I can't wait to check it out.
Yeah.
And
And
this
the
is not
statue can
this is
still
not a
be
brand new
beautiful
next
on its
World's not a
own.
brand new thing just rocking up out of the blue, being made on the back of Upload. This is something that's already existed in the world, has a bunch of developers behind it, a team, people that know what they're doing. Sometimes I might even wish they were helping Upland with some of the stuff they're doing, but yeah, like, put it this way, I'm going to be jealous that I'm not in this draw.
You got one though.
I've got one, but I want more.
That's
And
true.
plus, if I get 3, then I can level up or something. And then if I keep leveling up, I might end up with the one that the guy bought for 10 grand.
Writing all these
Yeah.
names down as they come through.
Go on, Ben, put trigger. Stop
Come on,
doing the dishes.
Ben.
For 30 seconds, Ben. Stop doing the dishes.
Yeah, come on. Who we got here? I got Jimmy, level up tech. I'll give it a couple more minutes, and then we'll spin the wheel. Yeah, so type in trigger. Yeah, type in trigger, and we'll give away a cool map asset to a really awesome project. They were runner up in the hackathon this year.
Who was the winner? I wasn't there, so
It was
I don't remember.
Upland Aliens.
Which I've heard nothing about.
I have not heard anything about either, but
Well, I wasn't there, so I didn't hear that to begin with. And I haven't heard anything since then. Obviously, we didn't get any coverage, unlike last year, so we knew nothing about what's going on. Same as we knew nothing about this other game, which seems to have disappeared now, where you bought all the NFTs from. That was sold out before we even knew that were a thing.
what game is that?
The shooting game that you tried to do for a little bit, the spaceship one, whatever it was.
Oh, Guntech.
Guntech, yeah. So we haven't heard about that for a while, but by the time we were aware that that was even a thing, that all sold out anyway. So, I mean, and to be fair, I'm pretty sure that was at a reasonable time for us because it was like afternoon for you guys. So I think it was early.
Yeah.
I think it was early morning for us, but we just didn't know about it. It wasn't an announcement. I don't think there was a push announcement or anything like that on Upland.
No, because they had dropped that on right there.
Basically just for you, 200 people that were there. That was, and then whatever was left over was snapped up by people that. So there might have been some people that got some information forwarded through from it.
Scraps for you common folk not at the event.
I don't remember getting a message from you going, "Oh, Swally, buy one of these quick smart before they sell out." No. I did get that. Oh, they're going to introduce treasure hunting real soon. Just trust me, bro. Like, yeah, no, they're not.
I was too busy trying to make sure I got one of those fucking things. I can't even say words. Bundles.
Anybody else jumping on?
Anybody else? Type trigger, and I'll give you a. Well, I won't give it to you. I'm gonna try. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 people so far. 7 out of 10. Well,
you're better than 1 in 10 chance. You got a better than 10% chance.
Yeah.
She's not doing it.
No, she's there for moral support.
You know, BK, if you got multiple of them, you level up. Like 6 weeks, 1, 2 on the same show with Cheese on the weekend. So he just has to buy one more, and he can go from the level 2 to a level 3. Exactly how that benefits in the game, I guess we'll have to wait and find out. But you know, it sounds pretty bloody good.
Got a gold one. Shoot.
All right, fine. You need 2 more gold ones then. All right, fine. I just have to flex a little bit there. I see how this is. I wanted to have a comeback, but I've got nothing.
You got nothing here. I'll just put
I
on
was
black.
I was going to flex my spark balance. So I'm like, no, that sucks these days.
What else did you say?
I've got nothing on
You
that.
guys got gold one. What now?
Yeah, you win. I give up. I'm going home. Oh, I am home. That was fast.
Okay, 30 seconds, and I'm going to spin this wheel. Right? Trigger. 30 seconds. Trigger in the chat, and I'm going to spin this wheel and give somebody a map asset for Next World. Let me start sharing this. Present. Share screen. Oh, my phone is dinging away. Okay, I think that's everybody who wrote trigger in. Any last second entries?
3, 2, 1, and a bit.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna shuffle. And then we're gonna spin.
Who won the last one?
Ace.
That was Ace, wasn't it? So Ace could get 2.
Ace could get 2. I'm
Ace
not gonna
could do
discriminate. If you're hanging out, you're watching us do our thing for fucking 2.5 hours.
Do it for the Aussies. 6 weeks could do 2. You can do 2. Sorry, everyone else.
That's right.
Level
Jimmy,
up.
it's Jimmy. Jimmy Jester. The famous Jimmy Jester. Okay, Jimmy, hit me up for the Marmor. The Marmor next world map asset. Send me a burner swap or whatever, and then we can make the trade. So
To be fair, anyone that watches Bench all the time, I'm always about spreading it out and sharing the love. So I'm not overly upset that Ace didn't get 2. I just wanted him to get 2 because 6 Week did it the other day. But well
Yeah.
done, Jimmy. Congratulations. And maybe next time, everybody else.
maybe.
And who knows what we got to give away. Apparently, we might have some hot dogs to give away next week.
Fucking A, we might
They are
go
super
out and winners.
like I said, I came across them and went, "Oh, they're cute as. I'm gonna buy a couple of them." So I did. Find out that an Aussie owned them. I didn't even look at who made them, where they came from. I just went, "I'll buy them because they look cute." And then to see that they came from an Aussie, I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I gotta get some more now."
Yeah, exactly.
No idea what it is, but well, if you were listening all the way through,
Come on,
And-
Jimmy.
paying attention to other streams, Next World is a new game. Exactly how it works is a little bit over my head at the minute, but it's a new Layer 2 game that's coming to Upland in the next few weeks. It already has a lot of development and a lot of developers behind it outside of Upland, so it's not like it's just a new concept developed just for Upland. It already exists and it has a proven track record as such, to the point a player who's on an Uplander has since joined Upland and spent 10 grand buying one of these statues just to be part of the project. Does he know something we don't? Probably, because I don't know much about it. I'm certainly keen and excited and to learn more, and hopefully we'll have Jonathan back on to talk a bit more about it in the future. I need to learn with this stream. This stream might have a component to it each week, depending on how it goes and what it's doing. I'm excited. It could potentially be the best Layer 2 we've had to date. I know there's some good Layer 2s out there, like especially Spark Exchange and Upex Land, stuff like that. Some of the games have been hit and miss at times, obviously. Upland Kingdoms was good, but one man can't run it. But that's it.
Yeah, that's a lot of work for one person.
Next World isn't one man. There's, what do you say, up to 42 or something like 40 something developers?
Yeah,
Not
I
all
think
of them.
he has a bigger team than Upland does. Just
Not
for
all
the
of them.
Sonic team.
Well, no, not all of them's for Next World. They do other stuff as well.
Right.
So, but he has a team of up to 40 odd developers for various things, which includes this. So it could, I can't wait to check it out. 32, I believe. Yeah, I just had it in my head 40 when he was on the show a couple of weeks back, but either way, 32, 40. I mean, pretty impressive. So, yeah, Tycoon. Let's look. They've had some issues with all the Spark changes. You can see that being a huge problem. Them transferring over from Spark to Sparklet. That's just not an easy thing to fix up. So people have been getting a bit upset because they were down for a week or so. Like, good things come to those that wait. I mean, for someone that has over 200 builds currently underway, I couldn't wait for it to come back up because I like to be able to monitor my builds. Can't do it in Upland. It's too hard, but the Spark Exchange is a great place to monitor them all, see which ones have got the least amount of time and going to end and all that sort of stuff. So you just got to wait. Upland I don't think do enough with their third-party projects to give them heads up and information on how to prepare for stuff. So it is what it is. So hopefully Next World, I've got a lot of high hopes for Next World. So we'll just have to wait and see. And I heard something about winning free alcohol, earning free alcohol, something like that. So win-win, I think. I can play a game,
Yeah.
get
You can
involved
make
in
your own-
some project and get free alcohol. Like, sign me up. And not just any alcohol. What was it? Top shelf vodka or something?
Yeah.
So-
You could produce your own, the whole thing, the crop to the bottling and the whole nine.
All the ingredients, and then once you get the whole product and you get your NFT at the end, then you exchange that for your alcohol.
Yeah.
Look, it sounded interesting, and I'm keen to check it out, but everything's
I want
hurry up, mate. That's the world, unfortunately. You can't just develop stuff overnight. We do forget that sometimes, and as I said at the start of the show, sometimes we need to stop and look back at Upland 5 years ago and see where it is today, and go, well, it has come a fair way in that time. Maybe not always for the best. Individually, we might think that and think, well, we wish they hadn't changed this or that. But I think we all agree that the game today is definitely evolved, probably for the better, or I would say for the better, than what it was 4 to 5 years ago. So, So we just got to have that faith that it's going to continue doing that, I guess. So even if each individual decision that they make doesn't suit you personally, like I've said before, I hate the fact that collection reveal for Paris is this secret thing that you can't. I want to just go over the week after and pick up the collections, but I hate it. But it might be a good thing for the game. I know players are out there speculating and trying to min out areas and stuff like that, and so maybe it's a good thing for the game as a whole. So I'm certainly not going to dish it because I don't like it, but. So not everything we're going to like in Upland, and that's just the way it is. We can't cater for every single player. My advocate is fairness across the board. Whatever happens, someone's going to get screwed over somewhere. But if we somehow make it as fair as we possibly can, whether it be timing of certain things or the way certain things are done, as long as it's fair for everybody, regardless of whether you're the biggest player in the game or the lowest player in the game, if it's fair for everybody, then none of us got anything to complain about. So that's the only thing I keep sort of trying to advocate for. It's just the equality, I guess. Just so one of my biggest gripes is those sales always happening at the same time every time, and even for Americans, I don't think that suits every American.
No, I mean, but even that, you're going to run into people working morning shift or swing shift or graveyard shift. It's like you said, nobody's ever going to be happy. You're going to fuck somebody some point, and you just have to kind of, I guess at some point, just roll with it. Or if they just went on like a rotating time, that would be fine too. But
we've discussed it before, and I'll keep saying it until someone gives me a better idea of how to. Like, we're not talking about mint, live city mint, stuff like that. We're just talking about the sales that they do, whether it be UpX or USD, doesn't matter. But my theory is that they should just divide the world into 3 zones. So like an Asian zone, a European zone, and an American zone. 8 hours apart, split up the sales that we have. So if they're selling 300 items, put 100 in each zone. You register for whichever zone you want. So as an American, you might prefer the European one because you're off work and it's in the evenings.
Right.
Or it might be, you might prefer the 2 a.m. because it just suits you better because you know you're going to be home and not having to worry about kids or other problems. Like, you can choose whichever zone. You don't have to be in the zone that you're in, but just the option of having different zones that might suit you. And it would give nobody on the planet a reason to complain because they're catering for the whole planet. But as best they can. I mean, nothing's ever going to be perfect, but as best they can. Now, if it turned out that, there's 10 people for one time zone as opposed to one person for the other time zones, well, it is what it is. Is that going to be a case for the Americans? Possibly. But it doesn't mean you can't register for a different time zone anyway if you know that or you suspect that. So, and 2 of the 3 time zones each time would be somewhat beneficial to you. Like, there's going to be one in the daytime and one in the evening, and there's going to be one in the middle of the night when you're asleep. So, you rule out the one and go for one of the other 2. I'll keep banging about that until something happens, which probably never will.
You never know. Let's be optimistic, and maybe it will.
Yeah, Upland, listen to me all the time, or listen to all of us all the time, not just me.
They are open to suggestions, and
so they say.
And look, that's all you can do is just take them for what they say. They are the eye in the sky, the big brother, if you will.
No, they're God. They're God. Let's be honest. When it comes to Upland, they're good.
They are God. Yes, they're God of the metaverse, and we are their simple disciples and minions.
So, and it is what it is. I mean, we sign up for the game. We know what's going on. It's not like it's a secret. It's not a decentralized platform. It's, it's as centralized as they come, and that's fine. It's not a bad thing.
We're at their mercy. So.
But yeah, I just would like to see Upland think a little bit more globally instead of just one time zone. That's my argument.
Yep. I support that 100%.
But like I said, part of that pitch is that it would also help the people in that time zone who may not be able to participate because they're at work dealing with kids who are sex offenders or other jobs that they have. Because the East Coast for their sales are at lunchtime. Like, people have lives and works and businesses and whatnot. So I just think a variety of times would be the way to solve it. But me.
No, that would definitely be a way to solve it for, I think, a bunch of different reasons. It would be working 100% miss it. Jimmy.
Yeah, so
Jimmy.
I think Ben is of the same opinion as me. It's not so much. Don't get me wrong. I'd probably register for if something I really wanted to get involved in. I'd possibly register for the 2 a.m. because I know I can be there for it. And again, I don't think Ben really cares too much of the fact that most of these sales are at 2 a.m. It's more so that there is no thought given to people who constantly have to, if they want to get involved, would have to get up at 2 a.m. on a weekday, sometimes multiple times in a week. The fact that they just don't seem to have any care whatsoever in relation to that, I think, is where Ben has the issue. I think if these sales, I think 9 out of 10 of these sales, Ben wouldn't even bother even registering for in general. So it's just that lack of trying. There's just too much, in my opinion, too much tunnel vision to one time zone and not enough trying to cater. And you can't cater for everyone at the same time. I get that, but you can try and minimize. Or
They could add a layer of equality. I mean, that's not difficult. You could assign somebody to a fucking shift or just reallocate some hours in a day. It's not a difficult task.
I've seen plenty of people, plenty of Americans say, look, I wish the releases would happen at 2 a.m. so I could be there and not have to miss work or, have a problem with work. And I get that. I mean, and whenever I went about this time, I work as a casual for my job. I pick and choose when I want to work. I haven't worked for over a month because of COVID and stuff like that, because I've been a bit crook. But if I know there's a release coming and I want to be part of it, I just don't work. So for me personally, I couldn't give a shit what time of these releases are because I'm going to be there regardless of what time of day or night it is for me. I try to, as much as I can, look at everything from the bigger picture, which is why when everybody was whinching about not being able to use BitGet when that came out, I was like, guys, you're missing the bigger picture, which is the fact that we're onto something here that could possibly, fingers crossed, be life-changing for many of us. This release of Sparkler and where it could go could be huge.
Yeah.
Saying it will be, but it could be. But there's a few people saying they're going to miss out on the car. And guess what? The Americans won the car. So, just saying.
That's why. Don't do it. Don't.
But yeah, it's just about trying to cater for everyone, including Americans who are at work and can't and miss stuff too. So it's just trying to get Upland, I guess, to think more globally instead of just one time zone. And at the end of the day, if you don't split the world up like I suggested in those 3 time zones, like a European, American, and an Asian time zone, guess which one has the most people? By a long way. By a long way.
Asian.
By about 10x the other 2 time zones, because China and India are part of it.
Right.
Isn't that a market we would like to friggin' infiltrate? I can't even speak words now. That's the one. Isn't that a couple of markets there we would like to have, some tiny fraction of? Just saying,
But maybe China won't let them play Upland for some
maybe
reason.
not.
I don't know.
I'm not across all that sort of stuff, but just saying, I mean, there's a lot more people in the Asian time zone than the other 2. Yeah, okay, fine. 75%, I think, has been thrown out there of the current players are in the American time zone. That's great. Look after them because, they're the big part of now. We need to look after our current players, but we also need to look forward to the future. And the future isn't necessarily, there's more growth outside of America than there is in America.
Just sprinkle a little bit of global love around and watch it grow. That's all you need. Just a little.
Because you're Australian as well, Level Up. I did not know this. Wow, I'm learning new players. I mean, I obviously knew Ace was from a while back, but we've got to have an Australian get together one time. I'd like Ben to organise it, and it'd be like pulling teeth getting him to do that because he's like. But I reckon he'd probably do it for an Australian get together. He wouldn't. If it was in America, he'd be like, "Nah, not doing it." Obviously, mostly because of the cost involved, but. But then we're in Australia because we're all from, Australia's as big as America, and not as cheap to get across it. So we don't have $100 flights or under $100 flights like you guys do from one side of the country to the other.
Well, that's not. That's not entirely true.
I was looking at it one time. You could fly from New York to Vegas for $100 or something.
Well, that's to Vegas because every flight to Vegas is cheap. But leaving Vegas is a different story.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because Vegas wants you to fly there. They
Oh, so
don't
you're
want you to leave. They want you to get there so you can spend your money.
Okay, so you're not too far from Ben then. Sorry, I was just answering. So Gold Coast is up near the border of Brisbane. So Ben, I think, was Sunshine. I forget what he said now. I used to know. And then, so all three of them, and Ace is up that way too. Too many Queenslanders in here.
I wish I knew the reference. I understood the reference, but
Different stuff.
I'm with you, Swarley. Yeah, too many of them.
It's a robbery. If they follow football at all, that's a bit of a robbery. But no, Gold Coast and that whole Queensland's such a beautiful part of the world. I was only just talking to the missus the other day going, we should just buy a unit in Sunshine Coast. Can't be that expensive what they can. It probably is. But yeah, just a lovely part of the world.
Awesome. Someday I'll make my way to Australia. That's one of my places I want to go. That and New Zealand.
I love New Zealand's a wonderful part of the world too. I just struggle with their accent, but the same could be said about us. So,
what do you mean you struggle with their accent? I was going to sign off, but now I need to hear this a little bit.
No, I'm not going to go into it too much. There's just everywhere has a different accent. Just their accent. It's just I don't know. It's just grinds me the wrong way. They're lovely people. Don't get me wrong. I'm not having dish in the country or anything like that, but just the accent. I mean, and even go to Australia, and even the southern part of Australia has a slightly different accent to the northern parts, and even that does me in a little bit.
Really?
The way and it's like that's not how the word's pronounced. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into it all. But
oh, this is fun. No, we're not going to go into it right now, but you and I at some point are going to get into this because
you got to
very interesting to me. All right. Let's sign off. Let's get off here. We've been holding these people hostage for 2 hours and 47 minutes. But we can bring this conversation into next week at the same time, the same place, right here on the interwebs.
With different prizes.
With different prizes, yeah. I already, chatting with Ace about that right now. So
yeah, chat away, and then give me a few weeks to get on top of some buildings, and maybe I'll start giving out some stuff here and there too.
Maybe I'll have a map asset to give away.
Maybe.
You never fucking know. Anything's possible in this
How
crazy...
rare do you think you're gonna make it?
What?
How rare do you think you're gonna make it? Like 10 of them, or 100 of them, or 1,000 of them, or
I was thinking like, I don't know, like like 444.
No, it's the Victorians that some of them. What's the word that really grinds me? What? Well, they don't like saying well in Victoria. They say well. They replace the E with an O or an A or something. I don't know.
Well?
Well, I did really well today. And I was like, no, it's well. I did really well today.
Oh, Lord.
Just, it's across the planet, isn't it? Everywhere with different accents and stuff.
I have a friend that when he says mountains, well, I say mountains. He says mountains. I'm like, bro, it is mountains. He's like, yeah, I'm saying mountains. I'm like, it does the same thing with buttons. I'm like, he says buttons. I'm like, stop saying buttons. It's buttons.
But it's like free, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. It's like, no, it's not free. It's 1, 2, 3. There's a TH at the front. That's
who the fuck says free? What a psychopath says free?
Some people 1, 2, 3. And you're like, no, it's not the word.
Those aren't real people.
You got the wrong word. Now I've lost my train of thought. That's all right. All right, we should sign off anyway.
Yeah, we should before I get fired up about.
We're getting longer and longer each week.
Buttons and mountains and fucking.
We're gonna do a 24-hour stream one week.
Oh my god, yeah. You know what?
No.
I've done them before.
Oh god.
No bullshit. I've done them before. Actually, I've done it about 5 times.
Okay. I'm gonna keep an eye for that one. Now I'm not familiar with it. I haven't caught that one myself, but I will definitely keep an eye out for that one.
Yeah.
But as I said on Ben Show, one of my pet hates, and the whole planet does this, is instead of going my son and I went to the shops, it's me and my son. And I hate it so much. It's on every TV show, every movie, everywhere you look. It's always me and my mate. It's never my mate and I, which is the proper pronunciation. But because this whole world has gone to a self-centered focus, everyone's like me first and then everybody else second. It's
No,
just
you put the other person first.
no, but that's not how the world is these days, is it?
You're right. That bothers me too.
So, and that's the mentality I have with it is when people go me and someone else, it's like, no, it's someone else and I. Like it's Steve and I went and played a game.
Fucking bogans.
No, but the whole world does that one. That's just. I reckon the president of the USA probably says it that way too.
Oh God, don't get me started. Okay, we got to stop before I start talking about fucking homeless people and
I'm talking about Biden
and living assistance and all kinds of crazy shit that's gonna drive me nuts. We can't do it. It's a slippery slope, and now I'm gonna get banned from the internet. Anyway, let's
YouTube. Fuck, you're gone.
fuck them all. All right, yeah, let's get out of here.
Sorry about Upland. Just worry about YouTube. Bye bye.
All right, guys. Hey, check you next week. We'll have more shit to give away. So come hang out with us, and yeah. And until then, peace.